Like,
I have something
literally,
festive to share
way
with
bloody
you.
quick.
Well, one of his cousins.
Hopefully.
Well, his uncle.
Hopefully more people over here than they are on Twitter, on X, because that was kind of dead over there.
Every weekend. Took his manhood from him. He said every time he went downstairs to chill, y'all know back in the day.
So this is when, what, Ski Mask found out X was dead.
X got shot. You said what? X got shot, bro. I think X got shot. Like, for real, I think X got shot, bro.
Where my regular people is up in there, man?
Dead ass, bro. I think X got shot, bro. Nah, you lying. That ain't happened. They would have called him. Nah, G shit. I'm calling everybody. Gabe, Solomon, they all telling me, bro. Go check. They tell them how they doing CPR on the man and shit. Hey, Ski, we finna go live together right now. Hold on.
Yo, so this goes from...
Me and Ski finna go live right now. This is that Bear Rare. Bro, I think X got shot, bro. I think X got shot, bro.
How'd they not hear that?
X got shot, bro.
You know what I mean?
I think X got shot.
That is a shady reaction, man.
I think X got shot. You said what? X got shot, bro. I think X got shot. Like, for real, I think X got shot, bro. Nah. What you mean? Yeah, dead ass, bro.
What do you think he means?
Nah, you lying. That ain't happened. They would have called him. Nah, G shit. I'm calling everybody. Gabe, Solomon, they all telling me, bro. Go check. They tell them how they doing CPR on the man and shit.
Yo, if that was like one of the people's around me, like, I would be like suspicious as hell about them because of their reaction. Dog's last meal. What the heck? I don't know if I want to watch that. Damn. 1 sec. So, people, there's nobody up in here. What's going on? Like, literally, man, the internet be telling me things I didn't know about, like, myself when I was doing the damn DJ thing. People, there's nobody. Yeah, we rolling. Yo, someone up in there. Yo, big up. Like, basically, you know, yo, you still in? BHC, big up yourself, man. Yeah, the damn internet be telling me things like that my music is being compared to, let me pull it up. 1 second. Let homegirl talk a second, because this is about P. Diddy and that. Hi, BHC.
Shut up. What you doing crying?
Hopefully you'll stick with us.
He trying to
Yo, we got 12 people in. Yay! More than on X and Twitter right now.
Just say he's touching me, so they think
this is
just, you know.
Alright, we're gonna go through a lot of issues and topics.
And then sit him back upstairs.
Mia here, she's on about like Mary J. Blige, P. Diddy,
to put a stop to.
And the background there between.
And he threatened his uncle, but he never told nobody. I think he told his mom. Yeah, he told his mom.
So was it P. Diddy's uncle who was threatened? Like, basically, she said Mary J. Blige was abused, right? From age 5 to 17, which is harsh. There's so much to go through. Like,
very popular in my city.
I want to like tackle certain issues.
Good, strong business.
Yeah, P. Diddy, bro.
He married a woman.
Apparently, P. Diddy was groomed.
He married a woman
and controlled a lot by his mom.
That's not his.
Yeah.
So when he telling me this story, I'm like,
it was Mary J. Blige who was
touching his own nephew.
You know, SA'd or whatever from 5 until 17. Is what homegirl's saying there. And with P. Diddy,
did you ever do something to him?
I think she's saying the uncle.
It may be the same kind of story. When they get old, they say, my stepdaddy. You know what I'm saying? And when he's telling me who it is, my mouth is on the floor because I know this dude.
She knows who, the uncle?
Several times.
Yeah, but apparently P. Diddy, yo, apparently he was,
are you kidding me?
How you put it? You know, like,
he said, so my pain make me speak and want to help.
Controlled, groomed by his mom.
Because a lot of young men hiding the same things I'm hiding.
Which, you know, is...
how many young boys have been molested. And I'm like...
I think she's saying that
and the parents didn't do nothing.
I don't know if she's talking about Diddy's parents or Mary J. Blige's.
They don't want to hear.
Y'all know, right?
With some chaos going.
If Diddy legit had his place right next to Hugh Hefner's, the Playboy Mansion.
I remember going over my auntie house.
Shout out Darren Wainwright.
In the basement, you got trying to go
there genuinely there are tunnels under the Playboy Mansion. That's not like a lie.
You sort of sit still.
I've got the layout somewhere. I'll have to find that. I don't think you'll find it online these days. From 10 years back I got that. So let me like this.
And you couldn't tell too much. Because you know what the parents used to do back then. You acting like a little sissy. You being a little punk.
So
Get him back.
If you're unsure or unaware of your eyeglass prescription,
but yeah,
or if your
one sec for visuals. There you go. I'll put it down. Who Jimmy Stoops saying slap yourself? Okay. You want me to slap myself? Why?
My big sister had that bag.
Big man, why?
Y'all want to fight me or y'all want to fight them?
I'm talking, we've got comment section and we got like.
We ain't gonna fight this fool.
We're gonna be a bit rowdy.
Fight for dear life. We can't lose. We lose. We gotta
I don't even know if Jimmy Stoops was saying that to me.
So that's what made us so tough.
But on a real, the tunnels do exist, and it makes you wonder, like, how many of y'all got loads of P. Diddy albums?
They don't know about this. Unc got these, because that's all he knew back then.
Because I don't know anyone who's got, like, 3 of his works or whatever. Makes you wonder how he got to be promoted as, business mogul, hip-hop mogul. The man was supplying, girls, parties for the industry, right?
Suge Knight do not have no excuse.
There's always a lot more to it.
Faced by both his parents.
Yo, why's she speaking on Suge Knight? Because Suge Knight, right? He said, and there's footage somewhere around here.
He played on the football team.
He said he would not hang out with Snoop Dogg or P. Diddy, and there was one other. I think it was Dre. I'm not sure, but he said he doesn't party that way. Like,
he had to come up with a nickname.
Yo, we gotta go on to some raw stuff because we get viewers coming through and ducking out. So
that's what's tripped out about it. He chose that.
Yo, she needs to go on to like the,
for the first time.
Yo, subscribe please, because obviously we're just at the very beginning here, and I need to
get off my channel.
Get shit warmed up, so to speak.
I wanted to cry about
Mary J. Blige. Okay. Choppy chop, Mina.
It's a broken person.
A broken person. Y'all must know Mary J. Blige, right? She was like real big acts. Like, how can I describe the level that she was at? Like, she was like, I don't know.
The Walk of Fame.
She was big, like you had Missy Elliott, you had Beyonce, all of them. She was top level.
She just said in her video the reason she don't smile because she carries pain and everybody pain around her.
Like with the trafficking problem in Hollywood. Who y'all think owns Marilyn Monroe's coffin? And you think about it, she hooked up with politicians.
A person taking your innocent at 5
So y'all think about like people at the top of business, banking, finance, investments, politicians, people in showbiz, music industry, actors. They all go to this like party in the same place. Like, not all of them obviously, but you know how you'll get a show or whatever, awards or whatever, and everyone goes. Then you got your after party. I think that's where things get a little bit different.
To be at Uptown Records, and that's where she met Diddy. Now, ain't this crazy? This proves to you.
Sorry, guys, that this is a bit disorganized.
She already.
But we are getting down to the more raw stuff. It's just literally trying to sort this thing beside me first. So, Mary J. Blige from a broken home. I mean.
Who was a broken person.
So was Mary J. Blige, she was with
and his mama
with
put him
P.
through all
Diddy
the
then.
same stuff. And they became the best of friends.
Do you know what? With this, with Homegirl there, I don't know if she's sort of how can I put it? Like, if she's sort of adding to stories, so she's got more to talk about. If you look at her eyes, the way she's looking up and like thinking on stuff, it makes me wonder how much she's adding to this story.
What I'm thinking now,
it's often when people are lying and making stuff up, they do that with their eyes. What she just did, looking up to the side.
Live that life again. Any means
I think she's assuming this much, of course.
Together. And from Uptown Records, they stuck together like this.
So P. Diddy and Mary J. Blige, what, they never wanted to be abused again?
Whatever Diddy wanted to do, she trusted him because that was her safe haven.
Right.
And she was his safe haven. They had each other back. However,
in a couple minutes, people, I'm going to show you some raw videos of P. Diddy and Justin, and there's an extremely shocking one.
With them.
I just got literally trying to sort something beside me at the same time as
and that trauma became
this.
Their normal. So,
yeah, I gotta share this out as well. I feel like we've had a load of viewers come by, and I feel like I've let y'all down for real. Because I'm trying to sort something here, do you know what I mean? And it's
making a lot of money.
I need to make things more organized in future. I feel like I've let the team down, the channel down. But I will show you that raw footage in like 2 minutes or less.
To be manipulated because
let me just share this out.
Miss Janice and Diddy was showing her a little bit of happiness.
So Diddy and Mary J. Blige.
He had the same pain she had.
Yeah, imagine AI. They be telling me stuff about myself I don't even know. From when I was DJing and producing tracks. It's a little bit, it was interesting.
Life beat down bad. And nobody was hearing them scream out.
Like, some things on there I never...
So guess what this is what I think happened. Diddy said, I want to be the last one standing. He said that in the Biggie Small movie. He said, I am not
meaning you're assuming that Diddy
broke again in my life.
Be feeling like, yo, I'm not ever gonna be broke again.
Anybody out my way that's trying to hurt me. I don't care if I gotta delete Tupac, Snoop Dogg,
like,
Craig Mack,
shit, there's a lot of people who feel that
they go get the
that he
I'm not going back
was
down
involved in Park getting shot. But you think everything goes way above Diddy. He's like the fall guy for a big ring. I mean, come on, it's not gonna be.
Anything he told Mary. And the feds know this.
He went up against Ciroc, a big vodka company.
So
maybe pissed off the wrong person, or maybe it's his time to pay up, deal with the devil, as they say, devil in quote unquotes. And now he gotta pay the price.
I still see people believe in Jaguar. Let me tell y'all something. Everything Jag has been saying, the artists have already said it. And she was just adding on to the story. Like now,
how you mean the artists have already said it though? Alright, 1 sec. Well, where did come up with that? That looks like a home that was damn hella abusive like back in the day.
Because Gene Deal then ran out of Diddy stories. So now he's talking about Jay-Z stories.
Let me find again what he was saying about me on the internet that I didn't even know.
Now he in the media for a lawsuit. Now you got
says I got one album out.
Too. You gotta remember, Gene Deal was not his bodyguard in the 2000s or late 90s. He was on his bodyguard a short time.
Oh, hell no, now the AI things get me confused with DJ Cook, who... DJ Cook practically stole my damn name anyway. I was running as that, but DJ Cook X at more times, and...
Mary already pretty much said her and her husband was having threesomes. A 2-day, was that his name?
What was it? DJ Cook X.
She already was saying that they were
associated with Realize
and she said they were pretty much stepping out on her.
Sorry, people, I'm gonna show you the
They
raw
was both
footage
messing with this assistant called Star.
I just saw this thing here.
Sometimes her husband has Star, sometimes she has Star. It's an easy read, all you gotta do is watch. That's how Jag knew that. And
yo, I think Mina does chat a bit of
with Mary J. Blige.
yo, that wobble of the phone look a bit sus.
Quiet as kept, they said Kim, Diddy, and Mary first threesome was together. So I look at Kim Porter different too.
Alright, so what he be saying about myself online is pretty crazy, you know? DJ Cook X, or more commonly known as DJ Cook, has a notable association with Realized Bars through
because Kim Porter had a lot to do
musical contributions, musical collaborations.
That's why he held
one specific mention on his Listen and Learn by Realized Bars with tracks like Thingy featured Jay-Z, one feature Eminem are attributed to moi. This shows involvement in remixing and producing tracks for like Realized Bars. DJ Cook X is described as a young artist from London. Literally, imagine, yo, people, imagine you hearing, like, you reading this, and it's like, on there, it's like, what? Telling me, like, who started DJing after buying decks at Christmas 2015, okay? What music style is being promoted as part of UK rap culture with a focus on creativity and spontaneity in mixes and productions. Connection to Realized Bars. Realized Bars is known for its experimental hip hop and has collaborated with DJ Cook X for specific tracks, highlighting role as DJ, producer, and remix artist within this project. Involvement showcases musical talent outside of YouTube commentary work. Okay. It's interesting, like, AI be knowing me better than me, apparently. This association primarily revolves around musical endeavors showcasing a different side. Yo, they putting me together with that DJ Cook who stole my damn name, you know? Saying, showcasing a different side of his creative output beyond his YouTube persona of critiquing other content creators. Shit, yo, AI and the internet, they're getting me, DJ Cook X, confused with that DJ Cook who has a YouTube channel and critiques other content creators. Damn, that means people are gonna think that my work, my Eminem remix with, like, feature Eminem and my one with Jay-Z, people are gonna think that that DJ Cook, the YouTube guy, did it. Like, literally, they confuse the two. Like, this is obviously connection to Realized Bars. That's myself. But at the bottom, like, they're confusing with DJ Cook. Damn AI, man. Anyways, like, let's show y'all some more real raw footage because, like, I mean, yeah. Let's just get down to it. I feel real tough that we've even, like, we had like 12 people up in this, and then, you know, we've effed it. We had interactive people up in here and all, like, which is like the gold. And yeah, we fucked it. So I'm not happy about that. Right, yo, where's... On the TikTok, we got some hardcore other stuff. Right. Even if we just throw in, because we got stuff on, what you call it? Come on, man. We got stuff on the, how do you even say? We have stuff on TikTok, and yeah, I can't be asked to get up from it. Go on then, let's see what Lauren Graham is saying. Be quite interesting.
He's with me, so and we gonna go.
Look how young the guy is.
Buck full crazy.
Going crazy. Pop
He looked
superstar
hella
Justin
young, right?
Bieber was once mentored by Sean Diddy Combs. Now, after
Yo, I
Combs'
was
arrest
proper on
and
having a
federal
run
sex
about
trafficking charges,
racism
old
in the
videos
world and
are
that, but
raising
you know when
questions
your
about
mood
Combs'
goes up.
interactions with Bieber. I take a closer look
Yeah,
at their
it's
relationship
like, it's
through
hard
the years.
to be
Welcome to
that
Crime Fix.
same
I'm Anjanette Levy. For the last several days,
person
social
who's
media
angry
has
with
been
society
full of videos
and,
of Sean Combs. You
you
can't
know,
click on TikTok or X Without seeing something about Diddy,
Oh, do
it's
y'all
practically
know?
all you see, and
I'll
this, of
wait till
course,
y'all
comes
actually
after
back up
Combs'
in here.
arrest on racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking charges.
One
At
sec,
this
let's
point,
share this
Combs is
out.
accused of allegations date back to 2008. Combs has pleaded not guilty, and his lawyer says he hasn't committed any crimes. But there are a lot of people questioning who knew what and when, given that at least part of what Cassie Ventura claimed was backed up by a video obtained by
Yo,
CNN
P.
that
Diddy
showed
looking
Combs
happy as
meeting
hell.
Cassie Ventura as the U.S. Attorney
Jumping
said she
around
tried
in
to
the courtroom
escape
like
one of
that.
his freak-off sex parties. And many people are wondering whether other celebrities were a part of these freak-offs, and worse, is it possible that some people, maybe other
It's
celebrities,
possible some are
were
being
actually
blackmailed because
victimized?
the
We don't
cameras
know at this
everywhere where they
point,
caught
but
things,
what we
you
do
know?
know is that videos of Sean Combs and Justin Bieber have been all over X and TikTok for days. Specifically this one
Well,
when Bieber
yeah,
was
that
15.
doesn't take a genius to work out. We had them on this channel as well, around about, well, in the beginning piece. Y'all know that Diddy said to him, what is it? You get the mansion in like when you're 18 or something, but you can have the Lambo when you're 16.
Okay.
It's just a bit,
So I'm gonna be driving this.
suspect in itself,
Now,
right?
that video has been viewed more than 5 million times on
And-
Justin Bieber's YouTube channel. He was 15 at the time, and he was staying with Combs for
Bro,
48
we should have
hours.
hopped onto our team account so we didn't have to
been given custody of him. You know, he signed
give
to
him
Usher.
custody.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when you know
Basically,
he did his
P.
first album,
Diddy,
his first album.
Justin Bieber is now a
he
pop
sort of,
megastar. He's loved by fans around the world.
how do you say?
In 2009, at the
He
time
was
of this
like
video,
Usher's
though,
handler, you know,
he
Usher's
wasn't really known.
mentor.
He was just a kid, and his first album was coming out.
Then
Bieber is
Usher's
originally
obviously
from
gone
Canada,
and got
and Usher
Justin
signed
off
him to
Scooter
manage his
Braun
career. Usher actually got his
and
start in
passed
the
him over
business
to
through
Diddy
Sean
for the
Combs.
weekend
He
or
lived with
whatever.
him for a year when he was 13. And Usher talked about his time living with Combs on the Howard Stern show back
We
in
need our
2016.
interactive
He was sent
peoples.
to what was called Puffy Flavor Camp.
And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going to
Yo, Usher makes it clear he did not like it, you know, he didn't like
nonstop, right?
No, not really.
He didn't
I
like
mean,
it
but
up in
there, hey, it was
P.
curious.
Diddy's.
I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you
I
seeing?
went there to see the lifestyle,
Right.
And I saw it, and it was. But I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild. It was,
So nobody
it was crazy.
tried
So
to,
crazy,
some woman didn't come
ex,
along.
I ain't say it.
Okay.
I want to tell you
Or
about a great free app. It's
geese.
called
We gotta
Upside,
cover
and
our
it will give
words.
you
Or
cash
geese.
back on food and gas. This is not a confusing
Oh my
rewards.
lord,
Use
hell no.
Upside
This
at
is why we should have
Ship,
gone
Chin,
to
or
the
75
realized
cents back
bars
on Ever. And the videos of him making the
thing.
rounds with Combs, the one from when he was 15, has raised some eyebrows given what we know now.
Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose.
That's like a forced smile, right?
It's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. What you want to do? What you want to do over the next 48 hours?
48 hours.
Because he was
Let's just go get
sleeping with girls.
Man after my heart. That's what I'm talking about.
Now let's be clear. This could have all just been a joke. But in 2020,
Don't be
Justin
stupid,
Bieber
that
gave
wasn't
a
a
tearful
joke.
interview to Apple Music in which he talked about wanting to protect Billie Eilish from the music industry and the things that he had been through. There are other videos of Bieber and Combs that have
This
circulated
ain't just the
online.
music industry though, yo. Like,
young brother, everything's good.
there's rings and rackets and people who enslave and want people's ex-slaves. Shit, I could tell you some stories.
I mean, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot. But
Y'all ever been in a situation where
remember?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you my number.
where you're
Does
answering
this
a
video
question
mean
like
anything?
that
It could just
and
be a teenage kid caught in an awkward moment. In 20
dude, it's Justin does, who wants to, when you got someone like who you're not intimidated by, but they're bigger than you or whatever, and they're asking you why you haven't answered their calls. So, what am I just saying? Every
2015,
second,
Combs presented Bieber with an American Music Award for
do that
Best
one on purpose for
Collaboration.
last.
And there's another video showing a birthday celebration. It shows an exchange on one of Bieber's birthdays. And finally, the fourth
Yeah, I
video
bet
making the rounds
they
was recorded
showed
3 years ago.
where. Oh yeah, Diddy checking for a wire on Justin. You can tell he's got a hold over Justin, and Justin seems scared of him, man. For real. Did he say love you?
Some speculated that Combs was looking to see whether Bieber was wearing a
FBI
wire when he
wire.
patted him down. It seemed a little awkward for sure. Around this time last year, Combs and Bieber collaborated on the song Moments for Diddy's The Love album, Off the Grid. This was, of course, before the first allegations made by Cassie Ventura surfaced. Combs settled the suit with her in a day, and then the federal raid happened in March of this year. So far, Justin Bieber, like many people who know Combs, has been silent. There may be a good reason for that. He just became a father for the first time. A source close to Bieber
really
told
think it's
People
that?
he's aware of Diddy's arrest and
Look,
the allegation.
Ain't no one ever thought that, there's cameras all over the place at Diddy's, and there'll be copies of the tapes, won't there? Of Justin doing whatever, even if it's just sleeping with those girls mentioned in the video of him with Diddy. He's gonna have dirt on him, things that he don't want out there. So it's not gonna be just because of pregnancy, is it?
But added, it's not anything that he wants to focus on, though. The insider, likely Bieber's publicist, continued, saying Bieber's been in a happy bubble since baby Jack was born. And he just wants to focus on being a great dad and husband.
Promotion for
that is also completely understandable. Justin Bieber's a first-time father. He should want to enjoy this time and cherish every moment of it. But that hasn't stopped the chatter. This TikTok video from Bieber's father-in-law, actor Stephen Baldwin, has just added to the speculation about Diddy and Bieber.
You have heard the expression, the calm.
Who's this dude?
Before the storm.
What?
There is always a calm before the storm. But
okay,
then,
dude.
So is there another
calm. What?
Another calm?
After the storm.
What the f*** is dude on?
There's a calm in the storm.
Oh my days. Why'd they throw this in? Does anyone notice?
So you get the gist. And no one knows whether Stephen Baldwin was actually referring to the Sean Combs situation or his son-in-law, Justin Bieber. But that video certainly has had people.
Oh, is that a relative of Bieber's?
I want to bring in Mitra Ahorian. She is an entertainment attorney in Los Angeles. So Mitra, what are people saying out there on the street? What's the chatter in Hollywood about Sean Combs' arrest?
I need to pull up my TikTok.
I think the chatter is some of what we're already hearing in the news, except that there are actual people who were at these parties who have interacted with him.
If y'all got TikTok,
one of the
follow up the
one of the most
Realeyes bars, Realeyes cook channels on TikTok.
In the hip hop world, we all grew up listening to his music. He's been, responsible
Drop a comment. What y'all think? Like, do you think that
a lot of other artists,
Diddy should be allowed a chance to make a public statement
into the celebrity world
on all of this? Because
for such a long time that, of course, everyone sort of interacted with him, right? The level of interaction is sort of what's going to vary. So in terms of the chatter that's going around, everyone I think is just
like
thinking,
a lot of people.
Wow, like
I've
spent time with this person.
I find it a bit odd. Like, no one's got a load of Diddy albums. No one's bumping Diddy songs all the time.
Closed doors or the
but he's always pushed to us as hip hop mogul, as if he was like boss of hip hop, head of hip hop. But like, think about it, yeah. Diddy wasn't doing loads of tours. He wasn't like doing loads of number ones or doing loads of bloody albums. So why has he always been pushed to us as this business mogul, this hip hop mogul? What is he really running behind the scenes? I mean, the other day in the stream, I went deep into like the whole hip hop police back in the day. How hip hop, people at the top get a lot of actors to rap, to push on communities, to push push the gangster image, the gangster lifestyle, to make it cool, make kids look up to these actors. Basically, Tupac, he was a ballet dancer. He was, that's not really going with the whole gangster thing, but they keep that sort of thing secret. Dr. Dre being bisexual, they keep that secret. You get the point. And then all during back in the time where crack cocaine is being pushed on like lower income housing projects and ish like that,
you know, they need drug dealers to sell that. So to push this gangster image and this gangster, quote unquote gangster way of life, it made sense for those in charge, right? Because they need to glorify that life. So the youngsters want to come up and then what? Sell some crack. Okay. Then they're gonna have someone to sell the crack for them, right? Otherwise, well, being a drug dealer probably wouldn't have looked all that glamorous, given some of them, the lower down ones, some of them make McDonald's wages with twice the risk. No, sorry, way more risk. McDonald's doesn't really carry risk. But you get the gist and the point there, right? Like, and then the hip hop police, the police working within that unit. But there's a lot of, man, how can I put it? A lot of artists do not have as much money as claimed, or like there's the whole thing with your net worth. Obviously, if you have £1 billion net worth, you do not have £1 billion in your bank account. You cannot just pull out £1 billion. I think everyone knows that, right? Past a certain age, like it's not really, they don't really teach certain things at school. So for the
Perversion,
you
dare I
know,
say.
was it yours in school?
So there's a
Maybe
distinction in
y'all might not
Hollywood
know that.
between going to a Diddy party and a freak
We
off.
need some communication in the chat,
freak
man.
offs are what the U.S. attorney says
Let me
were
bring up this
illegal.
TikTok.
So you're saying,
So,
it sounds like
how
that
would
people are saying, well, I went to a party,
the
maybe a white
freak
party or some other
offs,
type
but
of Diddy party.
they are parties, right?
You can go to a
Essentially.
freak off.
Yeah, I think, definitely people are going to be.
Isn't one of the allegations that he was bringing hookers across
phrase
state lines?
that he
So
came
it's
up
like,
with, sort of the
oh
things that are
shit,
coming
man! I'm
out
trying to pull up
about
this
what
TikTok for y'all,
allegedly took place at these
and it's
sort of
coming a bit
orchestrated
loud.
orgies with minors and sex workers, and
There's so much to talk
the kind
about,
of
and
things
for some
that
reason I
I
lost
think a
all
lot
my
of
fire,
people
my
who
anger, and now I
are,
fell off
who
track
maybe
with
didn't participate in that aspect
where
of
we
it are
gonna
very
go. But I
shocked
pulled
at.
up the TikTok here,
and so there is
so
absolutely a distancing, and it's not just parties, right? Though at his house or anything like that, and they might have even partied with him just in the context of just
let's see what we can get
normally,
up here.
what we think of normal partying, so to speak. But and that doesn't necessarily mean that they participated in
Just
what
pulling this
sounds
up,
like
people.
a very specific
Just gotta go through.
a set of activities that absolutely would rise
What is wrong with
to
us all? We're all
the
saying you know
level
all the
of
time.
criminal allegations that we're seeing now.
Footage is coming
Let's
any
talk about Justin
seconds.
Bieber. I mean, I can't go on Twitter.
You'll see how
or
Bieber
TikTok or
like
any of
seems to be
these
going out
social
trying to
media
dress
platforms.
homeless
It
recently.
seems
Not like
without
that.
seeing a video
Like,
of Justin Bieber
I don't know
or
if it's for
Usher with Sean
presentation or
Combs. I
what
mean,
the
Sean Combs,
f it
as you
is,
mentioned, is one of the most influential
or if he's
producers
I
in
don't know,
rap
feeling
music
down
and
or whatever.
hip hop.
But
He mentored Usher. Usher lived with him for a year when
just
he was
trying
13, and Usher
grab
kind
up
of
these
has said, I
shoots.
saw some stuff while I was there. He didn't really go into much more detail, but there's this whole
Yeah, Usher
thing
didn't like
about
it at
Justin
these
Bieber
parties.
that
They're
people
obviously,
are
wild
speculating
and
wondering
going on that he
anything
didn't want to get
untoward
involved with.
happened there. At
But
this point in
you
time,
could
Sean
look at it
Combs is
as
charged with
though
crimes
Diddy's
related to one
groomed
person, and that is Cassie
Usher's,
Ventura.
you
So,
know,
what do
brought
you
Justin
make of
to
people
Diddy.
asking these questions, specifically about Justin Bieber?
I think people are very concerned with what was happening with the minors.
We are gonna
that
move
were-
past
that
these
he
two
was surrounding
talking
himself
because,
with.
it's a bit.
He was Usher's guardian. Usher lived with him, right? Usher's the one that brought Bieber.
And then
in.
it's odd how Diddy
Bieber
was given
15
48
at
hours
the
of
time.
custody
So
over Justin
while
Bieber.
we
I
may
mean,
be talking about other celebrities in the
was
context of
Bieber
what did
just,
they know and what did they not speak
I don't
about,
know,
the
like
difference
being put
here
around
when we
and
talk about Bieber and we talk about Usher
like
is these were
I've had a
kids.
drink drugged
They
before,
were
you know,
truly
and
kids in an environment that
you can't do much about it
even
once you've drank
if
it.
nothing happened to
I
them,
thought the guy was being
even
nice, offering to go grab me a water, but it turned out all the damn time he was using me as a lab rat as a kid, putting like ecstasy or whatever in the water.
opinion, right? So no
Obviously,
child
when
should
it
be
hit, when I was
exposed
coming up,
to
I knew about
those
it.
sorts of things, especially from people that
And
they're
yeah,
idolizing, people that they're relying on to help
that
them
wasn't
in their
cool of that guy,
dreams.
but there ain't no
And so I think
justice
that
in the
that
world
is
like
very
that.
different
So,
when we talk about Bieber and Usher.
like,
I think it's a very different
for
conversation
some reason, that was
than
sort
when
of
we talk
seen
about
as
other
okay, I guess,
celebrities
by
that are
everyone,
like
which is an absolute pee
Yeah,
take
there have
because
been
it ain't
some clips
okay
online of Justin Bieber,
to
talking
put
about things that
ecstasy
he
in
went
someone's
through in the
drink is
music
really wrong,
industry.
especially when they're
He doesn't really
16 and you're an
elaborate
adult.
on that, but at times becomes
But yeah,
tearful.
I guess
We
people
don't know
around
what he's
me were
exactly referring to, and we have no idea if it relates to
a
Sean
bit,
Combs or
fuck
anybody
knows
else.
what the
But
word for it is.
it's very sad to watch, and so I
Sad
think
to
it,
watch
there are
what
people
exactly? What's
speculating. Plus,
these two? We're gonna have to
he's
move
not commenting
past
on
these
this
two in
other
it
than to
because,
say, he's kind of
you know,
shocked by these
everyone's like,
allegations,
you
as
know,
anybody
these
would be.
days,
And he's kind of
the
rethinking
rise and
and
fall of P.
thinking
Diddy.
about, his
Oh,
collaboration
raw,
with
this
him.
here. That's jokes. One second. Just so. Ah, yeah, we definitely rolling at least. Right now, on a serious one, the 48 hours with P. Diddy. Bro, this is just someone who's clipped it and like check this out at the beginning, which I'm still trying to find. Like, a bit odd though, giving bro a Lamborghini for 16. Or you can have it when you're 16, and then you get a house, mansion, whatever, when you're 18. I'm not quite sure 15-year-old should be, at a drugs and X party. It's weird, like some grooming stuff now. It's just a bit. Oh, what, the mansion is literally on his land. It's also possible that Diddy's just running these parties and that he wants money, he wants Justin to sign with him, so he's hooking him up with girls and all of that.
I have been given custody of him. He signed to Usher. I had legal guardianship of Usher when he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full crazy.
But it's a bit odd to, even if, let's say Diddy was just like trying to treat him to what a 15-year-old of himself would have wanted to do, right? Let's say hypothetically that's the case, right? I mean, damn, even if it's happened to Diddy and, this happened to, if this is normal to him, because people are saying his mum groomed him and XYZ, right? Well, it's still a bit odd, to have a 15-year-old, even though, yeah, you want to sign him for the money and XYZ. You want to, I don't know, maybe give him, Lambo when you're 16, house when you're 18, but he's 15 there. But, sex and drugs party? Come on, man. He's 15. It might be what Diddy thought was a 15-year-old's dream, but it's a bit inappropriate, and Diddy's not like 25 or anything, is he? He's like grown man. He should know a bit better, even if this sort of stuff happened to him, by a certain age, you'd expect him to know that, I mean, come on. Dude looks about 12. He don't look old enough to be having, sleeping with birds and probably orgies, stuff like that. You know what I mean? And also, you don't know what if sinister stuff did go down and, like I said, when I was that age, drugs put in my drink. I didn't want the drugs in my drink, but the ecstasy was put in my drink. I thought the dickhead was trying to be nice, going to get me a water. I won't say who, but he was someone who was close around me, and he was older. He was an adult. And, it's not fair to drug someone. If, fuck's sake, what am I even saying? Of course it's not fair. But it's illegal, but there ain't no justice around me for shit like that. So, guess that's why I'm just, yeah, seen as not fair as opposed to illegal is the first thing that comes into my mind, when really it's kind of horrific to put ecstasy in a like 15, 16-year-old's water, isn't it? Yeah, damn. But the people I grew up around, they weren't gonna ever do anything about it. They didn't care. So, I mean, with Justin, I guess it's the same, isn't it, really? He's there, and the people around him, they see it as normal to, take a load of drugs and have a load of X. So, he would have just thought, well, you can't snitch. Snitching's a no-go, obviously. So, it's then in your head that this is normal, you know? I mean, I'm thinking back to when I was literally Justin's age, and, well, you're not allowed to say anything, so you just have to live with it. And you guess you do think it's normal, and then I guess you end up thinking, well, all adults must be pieces of shit. I guess all of them around me were, and I guess all of them around Bieber, too. Really. I just hope that the lad wasn't, then later on, like, drugged against his will to the point where he was took advantage of and, filmed and then had that held against him. And then he'd probably be told that, if you tell anyone, this tape will come out and it'll look like you wanted it. But no, you drugged him. So he didn't want it, you just drugged him into it, you know? But, Diddy has cameras everywhere, so he'd have had footage of whatever Justin got up to. And who knows, maybe Diddy sold or put that footage. You know what I mean? He could have easily been giving perverts the tapes of Justin sleeping with whoever. Whether it was consensual or whether he'd been drugged up, and I'd call that grape. If, you're drugged against your will. Or even if you took drugs consensually, it's still rape, isn't it, really? If it's something you would not do sober and the person, the adult, the big man, knows, then what else do you fucking call it? It's not like the person would sleep with him sober. So this is straight up rape. If you have to drug someone to get them to sleep with you and you actually do that, you are taking you're raping them, man. To me, there is no excuse for that. That's rape. Whether you film it and then fucking, I don't know, put it around or blackmail the little 15, 16-year-old or whatever, it's still rape. Whether you got a tape where the person's off their tits on drugs and it might look consensual. It ain't. If you have to drug them, and if they're half your fucking size and body weight, it's bloody grape. I have to spend the G on it for here. And if anyone thinks that's not grape, and if anyone would happily watch that tape, you're messed up. Really sick. Because, fuck's sake, it is sick. I know people in my area who would happily watch a tape of someone half the size of someone. And I think them lot are fucking sick in the head. Because it's a 15, 16-year-old with someone double their size who's drugged them and made a fucking tape. Like, shit. It makes me sick. Don't even get me started on that shit. Let's run it back. I hope Justin... I hope it was more a case of he was sleeping with, girls that he wanted to sleep with rather than having some creep double his size drug him to rape him. Grape him. But if you look at Diddy's motherfucking behaviour... And what do y'all think?
I'm good to go. Yeah. All right. Then, when you get 18, you get the house. You get the mansion. Okay.
And also the whole presents and all that.
Where are we off to now? Where would you like to go?
But at the same time, it could be a business thing because he wants to make money from his music,
So check this out, yo.
Just,
Justin,
you know,
you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy.
the movie.
They're
Yeah,
having the time
he's
of their
making
lives,
movies.
you know, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really
He's
disclose.
blatantly gonna sell
But
tapes
it's
of,
definitely a 15-year-old's dream.
I mean, a 15-year-old's
Where, you
dream.
know, I
He
have
referenced
been given
movies.
custody of him. You know, he signed to Usher. I had legal guardianship of Usher when you know he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship.
Usher would
for
have
the next
probably gone
48
through
hours.
whatever the
He's
same.
with me, so and we gonna go full crazy.
He's blatantly advertising a bloody quote unquote movie that he's making.
48 hours. Let's go.
And can you imagine how many artists have these, you know, tapes held against them? So yeah, you got a little 15 or 16-year-old Justin Bieber
Let's just go get some girls. Let's go get some girls.
off to get some girls. And if you don't take drugs consensually, they'll no doubt be putting your drink anyway, so yeah. Alright, so that's yeah, it is a bit raw. But alright, up next. Drop a thought in a comment. Realize Bars is the team. Feel free to subscribe or follow on Twitter and all that, X, whatever, TikTok, whatever. Alright. References in Yummy. Thank God we got rights from UMG so we can play this.
It's hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn.
And he knows better than to be talking about the
Where's
things
the
that he
regulars
does
up
with
in
Big
here
Brother
who
Puff
I
on
talk to
National
through the
Television.
comments?
He was
Where
one of
y'all at?
Justin Bieber's mentors in the music industry when he was young and just starting out. But now fans are doing a dive into his music and are linking it to Diddy. For example, online fans are convinced that Justin's music video for his song Yummy is a reference to Diddy's crazy parties where a lot of crimes took place. Now the music video was posted in 2020 and many people have called out
Bro,
how
I
weird
should
it
make
was,
do some
but now
sign
they're
language
connecting
thing
the
to
dots
expose
to
some
Diddy, and
BS
it's
I
all
know
making
about.
sense to them. One user
I
on
think I might need
TikTok
a music
speculated
video
on
to
the
do that.
meaning of the video, linking it to
But do
Diddy's
it for
infamous
YouTube.
white parties. User AlexisMay.xo
That's
explained
intriguing,
that the
yeah,
video starts
but
with
I
Justin
mean,
arriving at a party full of the rich and full elites, while a band of
yeah,
young
but I
people
think
serve as
Justin's
the
more about the
entertainment, playing a symphony
parties
of
where you get
instruments
your
on
politicians, your
stage. Justin
bankers,
sits
your,
at a table that's covered in food, and he's
you know,
brought a silver
some
platter with a
politicians,
sandwich
not
on
all.
it. Now the user thinks
Some
that this
coppers
was
high up,
arranged
not
in a
all.
specific way. Look at the placement of the bread. The bread is set up like a shield almost, the TikTok user said. If you take a closer
Well,
look
I
at the
think it's
sandwich,
more a
there's
case of
actually a
Justin is
cherry
the
there.
food, you know,
So
he's
the
there
bread
to
is
be
set up to protect
served
the
up
cherry.
and
She
ate.
continued, saying Justin's innocence is represented by the cherry, and it's how he was before he had Diddy as a mentor. Later, the sandwich resembles a face with the tongue sticking out, and the cherry appears to be rotten, the TikToker said.
Yeah,
As the
but
party
this
continues
ain't,
and the lights go down,
bro, this ain't
dancers
like
dressed in
these
skimpy white
things in
clothing emerge
this.
from under the tables, eerily
They're not about
resembling
Diddy, they're
images of
about a
glorious
whole lot
white
of
parties. The
people
creator
high up
claimed,
in high up
"This is a white
positions who
party.
took
This is a
advantage,
P. Diddy
etc., and
white
take
party,"
advantage of
she
youngsters.
says. Now, as the party ends,
And not
alone Justin
necessarily even
Bieber is
sexually,
left
but
at the table looking distraught before a clear plate is shown featuring a photo of him as a child,
do you know what I mean?
symbolizing
This
his
ain't new,
innocence,
the
the
Yummy
TikToker
video being
says. She
dissected.
then
We did
posted
it
a
on this
second
channel
clip
before, like,
analyzing even more details and pointed out by viewers, ranging from
literally.
claims about the true identity of a violin player shown in the music video to the meaning behind the other
I
foods
can't
that
believe
appear.
that people
Now,
are
viewers also
trying
brought
to,
up the fact that Justin had an emotional breakdown while filming
like,
the music
twist
video.
that up and
Justin
say
addressed
that,
the Yummy shoot in an episode of his docuseries
say that it's,
Justin
like,
Bieber
solely
Seasons.
Diddy
It was just
related, when,
a lot of people, a lot of dynamic, a lot of stuff, Justin said. I was in my head a lot, and it's hard for me to really enjoy it like that, but I know that some days
yo,
are
big
just
love
gonna be
for
like
the
that. In any
likes
workspace,
upon
there's gonna
here.
be those off days where you just kind of feel like, I got a good crew, I should be good, but today I just feel off. I think that day I was just a little off. Again, though, viewers are convinced
When
that
we
this
went through the
video
Yummy
has a
video,
secret meaning in relation to
like,
Diddy. I mean, Diddy was one of Justin's
we
mentors,
did it a
and
lot
he
better,
spent
man.
a lot of time with him from a young age.
Legit,
Now, Justin was
honest.
known to attend some of Diddy's parties, but I guess the question is, did he choose to go, or was he forced
Bro,
to?
that's
Now,
not
a
a
lot of creepy
question.
videos of
Justin did
and Diddy
originally
have been
choose
coming to
to
light
go. I
recently,
don't know if
but
he
there's one that
wanted to
particularly
attend
stands
after.
out. A young Justin
Massive
was
love
spending
to the new
48 hours
subscriber
with
over
Diddy.
here.
Here's having 48 hours with Diddy, where we hang out, and what we're doing, we can't really disclose. Diddy says in
Yeah,
the
we
video.
just saw that video,
It's
lady. We
definitely a
like ran through it.
15-year-old's dream. He signed to Usher, and I had legal guardianship of Usher when he did his
Well,
first album.
Justin
and
wanted
he
to
added,
get
I
girls,
have
you
legal
know,
guardianship of him,
and
aka Justin, but for the next 48 hours,
he's,
he's with me, and we're
I
gonna
don't
go
know if we'll ever know
crazy.
if
Now,
he
this
was
is
drugged
just
against his
extremely
will
weird in
there or
general,
forced to go
but
again,
hey,
but
maybe
there was
Justin
no
used his
doubt
music
movies
video to
made
depict what
of
he
whatever
went
he
through
got
in
up
these
to that
48
night.
hours.
And
Now,
that
I
could
just
be
want to
held
know,
on
though,
someone,
what
you know,
mother
of
was
course.
thinking leaving him alone with Diddy for that long. Then there was also the time that Diddy literally scolded Justin on national TV. In 2011, Diddy and Justin
This is
made
a
an
great
appearance
time to
on the
need to
Jimmy
blow your
Kimmel
nose.
show, where Diddy
I
was
say that it was
constantly praising
all
Justin.
against
But
sarcasm.
when
I can
Jimmy asked Justin if Diddy had given him any gifts, things got
literally.
awkward.
What's
To
going
say
on
the
over there,
least.
man?
Justin said he got me a
iPad doing
Lamborghini. I
shit by
haven't gotten it
itself.
yet though. And Diddy then said the Lamborghini for a day or two.
Oh man,
He had
excuse the
access
noise.
to
I
the
gotta blow the
house,
nose.
and he knows better than to be talking
How do I
about
do
the
this?
things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television. Everything for everybody. Yeah, it was just really
Lord.
weird, and I'm sure Justin felt like he got in trouble because that's how it
Yeah,
came
that
across.
noise just
Now,
was
Justin
not
has not
right.
directly spoken out against Diddy, but an insider speaking
Like,
exclusively
the
to
actual
DailyMail.com said that Justin has been completely
What
thrown
the
by the
is
allegations
that?
and is trying to make sense of them as he and Diddy were so close. I mean, Justin collaborated with Diddy less than a year ago. They are very well still in contact. Now, the insider added that Justin also deeply regrets having collaborated with him so recently, and that he would never
Justin
done
regrets
that had
having
he known the
collaborated with
allegations that
whom?
have since come to light. So, do you believe that Justin was trying to send a secret message in his music video?
Bro, we know that Yummy was full of subliminal messages, you know what I mean? This is kind of a bit wash up to put on, like, to do a whole video on YouTube, like, you know, about the Yummy video. I mean, come on, man. We all knew already that there's a shitload in it. It references, you know, him being like a piece of cake and at a party, and Innocence sort of took through that. But, I mean, come on, man. It's not like all of a sudden it become full of Diddy references when all they're doing is repeating shit that's already been pointed out and it doesn't even have a Diddy connect. So I don't normally hit a dislike, but you know, bro, I can't stop saying you know now. I got issues, you know. That one was on purpose, but straight down, like.
Starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me
I feel like I
the way we used to hang
bit
out.
dust or something.
I mean, we try to get in contact with me, you know, through all my, partners and whatnot. But you never really got my
So
number,
basically, Justin was ignoring him.
Diddy is currently crumbling into pieces. And as his secret life comes into focus while he's
Where's our
locked
regular
behind
viewers
bars,
at?
everything he's ever done is being looked at in a different light.
Because, you know, it's easy to converse and talk. Probably be arresting him. It's so much easier to
other people in the limelight. Most
to
notably,
pop off
one
a
younger star
combo,
who
you
was
know,
welcomed
when
into his inner
there's
circle and
people
may
in the
have seen
comments
or even been
section.
subjected to some terrible things.
Let's talk about Justin Bieber. I mean, I can't
What's
go
going
on
on
Twitter
up here?
or TikTok or any of these social media platforms, it seems like, without seeing a video
Sure,
of Justin
what's
Bieber
this,
or
the live
Usher
thing?
with Sean Combs.
It's your boy Luesta, and this
There's
is the
some
dark
likes on
relationship
this
between
in
Justin Bieber and
on
Diddy.
X.
Fresh from his
What
home
is saying
being
there?
raided by the feds, Diddy was apprehended at a hotel in New York City on charges including sex trafficking, racketeering conspiracy, and interstate transportation for prostitution. Now he's being held
people
at the
just looking
Metropolitan
through
Detention
this.
Center. after his attempt to secure bail with a $50 million package was rejected due to his concerns that he posed a risk to the people he had previously subjected to his quote-unquote freak-offs.
I'm gonna
Reportedly,
give
the
a
Bad Boy
follow
CEO
to
would pump his victims full of drugs
both of
and
those
use
two.
both violence and intimidation to get his way during
Bless him.
day-long orgies containing people of both sexes. As a man who spent most of his life in the limelight, everything he's ever said in an interview is now being looked at sideways. Because at times, it seems like he's been hiding in plain sight.
This is what you need to do. Women, beautiful women. Beautiful men for the ladies.
From there,
Give
we
me
got a
one
lot more
sec with this
specific,
down. One
seemingly
second.
detailing the recipe
I just
for the
gotta.
perfect freak
Hey,
off.
no, keep the
You need,
crumb. What the?
alcohol.
No, no,
You
no,
need,
no, no, no,
some
no.
water. No, I don't know if guys
Right,
have noticed
literally,
this, like, a lot of
guys.
ladies
I'm just
drink
sorting
water
this
at
damn
parties.
thing
Right.
here.
You know, so you have to, if you don't
It'll
have
be
what they
right
need, they
back.
don't
I
leave. Right. Gotta keep
promise.
them in. Right. You need locks on
There
the
you go.
doors.
Well, I say there you go, people, but
Dangerous now. It's a little kick.
there you go, brother.
Rock with me, but just shake it. You need a lot of heat. You mean that physically the place has to be hot? You don't have no air conditioning. No air conditioning.
Yo, we should go through, in fact, some old Diddy stuff.
Like, everybody gets
Like,
a little bit
raw
more
with a
comfortable and
better
build up a nice
graphic.
little sweat.
Better
That just sounds
graphics.
disgusting. What are you doing?
Every video like this
I
that may
lost
emerge
my
is
anger
equally
and rage
horrifying.
to
And to make matters
proper
worse, it
go
was
off
revealed
on
in a
one
new
about,
lawsuit that Diddy is
well,
facing allegations of
racism and
abusing
slavery
children as
and
young as
how
the
I
age of
just
9
hate,
by promising to launch
you know,
their careers in the
all of that. But
entertainment industry. Apparently, there's
I
over
got my anger
120
and rage
accusers,
now for
including
some
25
reason.
minors, and that leads to
I
why
guess
so
it's
many people
apart
are
from
looking
being a
more
bit
closely
tired.
at Diddy's seemingly close relationship with a very young Justin Bieber. Now, it still remains unclear if Bieber, who was seen in a resurfaced video spending 48 hours
Would
with
really
Diddy at the
appreciate
age of 15, that I'll get into
any
later,
likes,
was one of
loves,
his victims.
subscribes.
But recently, word spread that Bieber took the news of Diddy's arrest really hard.
A Daily Mail says that he's very upset over it and that he's
I
having a
think
hard
it's
time
kind of
registering
natural to
it,
be
and he's
upset
kind of
about
shut
being
down when it comes to
charged,
the
right?
topic.
Another source reported that Bieber is so
It's not
disturbed by the
exactly
Diddy news
shocking
and is
news
unwilling to
that
process it or discuss it, so he has shut off. So many people who helped to make him where he is were very close to Diddy, and it has completely thrown him. Justin hasn't been responding since the home raids. He had a long break from Diddy where he believes most of this took place, and he had distanced himself from him. But why was Justin so intent on distancing himself from the situation? Was it to save his own career, or out of genuine sadness over what was happening to a close friend? Or, as more and more
something
people
a
are
bit more
wondering,
deeper and
is it that
darker, boy?
Diddy's real nature coming to the surface is bringing back a lot of trauma for a young kid who saw too much too soon? Because when you
Not
go back over
necessarily
the
just
history of
saw.
their relationship and some of the footage from those early
And
days,
honestly,
it's hard to
I
tell
don't
whether
know if
Bieber
I
was
can put
being
it
mentored by
online.
Diddy or exploited.
How
Once
can I
Justin
put it?
Bieber
It's a
exploded onto
video
the scene, he was
of
immediately seen as
Justin
one of the biggest
seemingly,
TV stars of the 20th century. Within what seemed to be a matter of months, he went from singing on YouTube to
well,
selling out arenas.
his head
And
is
soon, he was
on
rubbing
like a
shoulders
man's
with the
crotch
biggest names
area.
in showbiz,
I think
who
he's a
all seemed to want to
basketball
get to
player.
know this 15-year-old pop phenomenon.
I can't remember
Then
the guy's
entered Diddy.
name in it, but
From
they're
the
in a
outset of
club.
Justin's career, Puff seemed intent on forming a bond with him.
And I
Whether it was
think Diddy is
personal,
at the party,
professional, or a little
or
bit
it
of
might
both,
be a Diddy
Puffy set out
party.
to get close to
I don't know
Bieber,
if
and
I'm.
this led to him hanging out with him for 2 days straight. Why he chose
I
to
don't
do
know if
that
I'm gonna
remains
risk
unclear. But looking back, the whole
going
footage
and
is
finding
full
that
of red
footage and
flags.
whacking it
Hey
on
man,
it,
he
but
was having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the time of
Justin
their
looked
lives.
bare young. You know LA Reid?
Where we hanging out and
I
what we
remember him
doing.
saying that Justin's like,
We
what is it,
can't really
pretty like a girl.
disclose.
He looks like a girl or something. It was a bit.
It's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. I have been given
I'm
custody
wondering
of
what
him.
if
You know,
Diddy,
besides the
what
usher.
if he genuinely had a bit of an
I had to
innocent
meet the
mind and he just
guardianship
wanted
of Usher when
Justin
you know,
to
he did his first album.
have, I don't know, a reward for
I don't
signing a
have legal
contract with
guardianship,
him, and
but
so
for the
he's
next 48
like,
hours,
yo, this is a
he's with me.
15-year-old's dream. We're gonna get you some girls and you can drive a Lambo around and.
Crazy.
But then again, you
I'm
look at what
taking this out tonight.
Diddy said,
What you wanna do over the next 48
and
48 hours. Let's go. Are we gonna? Let's just go get some.
have you ever heard of the movie 48 Hours? I mean, movie?
Man after my
He
heart.
making movies, and he's got cameras
After the
everywhere,
fact, people
so
have serious questions about where his parents
you look
or
at, think of
even
the
his
hold
guardians
that he
were.
would have had
I mean,
on
think
Bieber,
about it. What mom would let their young
regardless
son
of what
spend
Bieber
time
did that
and party
night.
with a full-grown man who is a multi-millionaire
A
alone
lot of
for
them
a
up
full
there, they
48
get,
hours?
it's a bit
Diddy
weird,
was a
they get
menace,
videos
and their
on each
guardianship
other
is something that we'll be getting
sleeping
into later.
with
But we're not done yet with the footage
whomever.
of the two together.
Thank you
that is
so
just
much
so
for
hard to
another
look at.
like on
What's
this.
particularly troubling is an
Big
incident
love to
Diddy
you.
chose to broadcast to the world, where he appeared to be visibly angered by Bieber for abandoning him. 2 years on from
It
the
is very
original
much
footage of them
appreciated.
hanging out, they linked back
Like,
up when
and
Bieber was 17. And
oops,
this time,
damn,
the
the
atmosphere,
subscriber as
as
well.
well as Justin's body language, was drastically different.
What's up, man? You good?
I'm good. How are you?
He clearly wanted to avoid Diddy. I mean,
Starting to act different, huh?
No.
You ain't been calling me and
he
hanging out
looks
the
a
way
bit
you used to hang out.
intimidated as well, bless him.
You try to get in contact with me, through all my, his, partners and whatnot. But you never really got my number, so.
Correct. Okay.
Remember?
Really,
I think that translates as he's ignoring you, or say Justin, you're saying I'm ignoring you, aren't you? You tried to get a hold of me through my partners and contacts, but you never really had my number. I mean, come on.
Something happened. Diddy definitely did something to him. It's situations like this that make people wonder just how many more Diddies there are in the industry.
Perfecton is now
who are
following
protected.
on
How many more
X
kids
Twitter.
are groomed? As more individuals come forward to share
That's
their
for the Realize
experiences
Boss
with
team.
Puffy, it appears
Fantastic.
that fear is often part of the equation when it comes to dealing with him. In the eyes of Freddie P, who got his start on Diddy's MTV reality show Making the Band,
I wonder just how many
interaction Justin had with
rappers
Puff.
and artists Diddy's quote-unquote mentored.
Going forward.
I want to know what Justin Bieber, all these. I want to
You
know.
think how many of these lads, right? Say they want to sign with Diddy. Just invite him to the party. He's got cameras everywhere. Record them in, a certain position. Then you got the tape and you hold it against them. That's the sort of that people like that do. Even if he drugged the guy's drink and then did something to him. That reminds me, I've got footage, a real disturbing footage of this dude. He's like laid down, completely whacked out at a Diddy party. You know what? I don't think anyone else on the internet is. I don't know. Someone must have them, but they're not easily accessible if someone's even put them online. I don't know if I can share them.
That man is terrified of Puffy.
I really don't know if I'll get in trouble for that. They're not explicit as such, but
like, what happened to your number? You like, oh, man, I lost it. Fear, man.
As far as the public was concerned, Puff and Bieber were always on good terms. When Justin got arrested for a DUI in 2014,
I mean, think about it.
was
There's
right there to come out and defend him.
bad people in
Should be judged like he's not a human
every
being,
city, every place.
That has to hit some stumbling blocks. You know what I'm saying? It's just not
So
fair
it's natural there's gonna be bad people in every industry, music industry, showbiz included. But yo, I remember someone did say, you could be the biggest, baddest gangster in your hood. You ain't gonna be ready for the music industry. The mob, the mafia, and I'm thinking maybe Diddy might have forgotten his place, so to speak, because you can imagine, I don't know, man tried to go against Ciroc vodka in some kind of way.
Because by the looks of it,
that's the sort of thing that can finish you off,
at Diddy's house. It turns out there is plenty of footage of him looking intoxicated at his parties.
For sure, but I don't know if I can show you. You got two different videos that are even more extreme, kind of thing.
It's your icon alert. It's called He's Bad Boy Now. It's called Don't Ever Play Yourself.
Don't ever play yourself. Interesting. So don't get out of line, Bieber. Don't.
He even found himself in what appeared to be a rather compromising situation with the NFL star. From the moment that he was ushered into Diddy's circle, it looks like Bieber was exposed to the party lifestyle that Puff lived, including some of the wild things that most celebrities are trying desperately to prove that they
from 15 when he was
there, Keeping Up with the Kardashians,
getting girls.
About her experience at a Diddy party, which included rampant nudity and none other than Justin Bieber himself.
It wouldn't surprise me if he was drugged when he was, 15 at that first one. What's this? Everyone was butt naked. Yo. Let's go back.
Diddy.
Right. So Khloe Kardashian claimed everyone was butt naked at Sean Diddy Combs' party in resurfaced clip. Yeah, well, that's believable.
Quincy, Justin Bieber.
Given, ORGYs was going on there. Freak-offs.
For context, this episode aired on August 17th.
Apparently, these freak-offs are really, extreme
with the footage
and disturbing.
Even earlier than that. Meanwhile, Khloe was 30 and Diddy was 45. Whether he had dirt on him or not, it's clear that Puff had a degree of influence over Justin Bieber because whenever they were seen together, Justin treated him with the utmost respect. At
Probably
times,
because he had
his entire
videos
demeanor
of him
shifted just by
that
being in Puff's
Justin would
presence.
never want
And as
leaked.
recently as 3 years ago, he appeared genuinely terrified of him, even as Diddy appeared to be patting him down for a wire.
Well, yeah, I mean, Diddy doesn't seem to be a very nice person, you know. And he's had authority, power, and control over him since, and probably videos and whatever of him drugged, doing whatever. I was like, he drugged by Diddy. Since
Still,
Justin
despite how
was what,
strange their
15,
interactions
16?
seemed, they continued to collaborate as recently as last year,
Because he's
with
gonna be
Justin appearing on the
intimidated.
track Moment from Puff's The Love album, Off the Grid. As the project emerged, Justin even went on Instagram to salute his apparent friend, saying, "I remember going to my brother Diddy's office to pitch him a song I wrote for him when I was like 14. Sadly, the song was trash, and it would be a hard no from him." Fast forward to a few years ago, Puff asked if I would freestyle something for his upcoming Love album. Wild full circle moment. Love you at Diddy. Followed with some heart eye emojis.
But Justin was hanging out with him back then. I mean, like,
that he's been apprehended. According to sources,
what, he always
wants
wanted to
focus on
feature with
being
him?
a dad and is in a happy bubble, even if he looks anything but that. When
But
Bieber
a
made
lot
his
of,
first public
you know, like
appearance
your
after the news
Biebers
broke,
and your
he
Miley
looked lost
Cyruses, and
and
then they don't
distressed,
even run their own
and
social
really
media
looked like there was
accounts.
a lot weighing on his
So,
mind. Since then, fans have demanded that he does something, anything,
damn,
to remove
Justin
the
and
trauma
that
that they believe the situation
last
is
pic, bless
bringing to
him.
the surface. Release the skeletons in your closet, and a huge weight will be released off your shoulders, said
But
one
you
user.
know what? That's
In
a
the
bit
past,
messed up.
Bieber has vaguely
Oh
touched
yeah,
upon
tell the
some of
whole
pain
public
and damage they
everything
endured. During an interview
for
with Zane Lowe, for
us to eat
example,
it
he was
up,
asked about a
and
previous quote he
you'll
made
feel
about
better.
wanting to protect fellow child stars
Why would he
like
feel
Billie
better?
Eilish.
Like,
And from there, he broke down in tears, discussing the pain that he felt.
It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, telling me they love me, and
but you know,
just turn
it's
their
not
back on me in a
just in
second.
the celeb world.
So yeah, it's hard because I want her to know that she can count on me, but at the end of the day, I don't want to. I'm never gonna force myself to be in a relationship with her. It has to be natural, right? So I just kind of let her do her thing, and if she ever needs me, I'm gonna be here for her. But
Who's he on about? Billie Eilish?
but yeah, just
Be in a
protecting those moments
relationship.
because
Force a relationship? What?
people take for granted.
That's a bit
encounters and,
strange. People take for granted encounters. What's happened between him and Billie Eilish? Or is this...
Yeah.
What's
So,
going on here, man?
yeah. I just
Is he even forced to say
I just
that?
wanna
Or is it
protect
some
her,
weird ass
you know?
gimmick or what?
I
Because
don't want her to lose it. I don't want her to
that was...
go through anything I went through. I don't wish that
We'll
upon
have to
anybody.
rewind that in a
So,
second, because the choice of
yeah, if
language...
she ever needs me, I'm just a call away.
This hasn't only happened in interviews.
The choice of
During
language,
certain
you'd
songs,
think
such
that...
as Lonely with Benny Blanco,
You'd think
he
he'd
hinted towards his
slept
experience
with
the
Billie
isolation
Eilish
he
going
felt.
from that.
Bear with me reading the lyrics.
Yo, I
as
gotta
can't
change
take
up
a
the
song
lighting
for
in here. It's
copyright.
gonna take
What if
me
you had
like...
it all, and it felt like nobody to call? Maybe then you'd know me, cause I've had everything, but no one's listening, and that's just
Right.
lonely.
I love the lyrics to that and actually song. Literally, people, 2 seconds. I put that like that. The lighting is gonna be so much better. Whoops, I dropped the damn lighter. That's not cool, but literally. So watch this. We're back and better than before. See? You can trust.
I'm
Right,
so
thank
lonely.
you for bearing
On
with
another
me,
line
whoever
from the
actually
track,
did.
He declared that, and everybody saw me sick, and it felt like no one gave a shit. They
Trust me, I
criticized
can
the
proper
things I
relate to
did as
these.
an idiot kid. At the moment, it's important to note
Those
that Bieber
lyrics
has
are
yet to
so
claim
bloody
that he has
relatable.
anything to divulge about the whole Diddy situation.
And anyone who
So,
can't
despite
relate
the
to
torture
them is
expression on
lucky.
his face, it doesn't necessarily mean that whatever trauma
Very
he's
lucky.
experienced is directly tied to Diddy. In all honesty,
But you
Diddy
know,
may just be a tip of
like,
the
he's
iceberg
gone
when it
through
comes to the
a lot of
harassment
trauma.
young Bieber might have faced. For instance, there's this time where he was damn near molested by a 40-year-old where he admits on live television that he felt violated.
Well, yeah, because he felt violated, but it's at the same time, that's not gonna lead you to doing more drugs, is it?
I feel violated right now.
Then
You know,
there's the
he'd
time
be
when James
over that
Corden,
in a
who
couple
said he
of
smelled good
days,
and
or
asked how
overnight
old
he'd
he
be
was.
over it, but
No, I say this. Lean into me again.
this, on
You
the other
smell
hand, is probably a
amazing.
bit
How old are
more.
you? Thank you. How old are you?
I'm 16. I'll be 17 in like 2 weeks.
I don't ever remember smelling that good at 16. Like that was bad.
James
Wow, I
Corden,
feel right.
man.
The
What
time where he
the?
calls someone out for trying to give him, who was 15 years old at the time, a sex talk.
Has your mom given you the sex talk yet? I mean, like, I really don't want to have that conversation with my mother. Yeah. Like, I've kind of had it with my father.
You want to hear? Oh, really?
A
See,
little bit.
my parents never gave me the sex talk.
Okay.
To be
So why don't you give me
honest,
the sex talk?
I feel uncomfortable right now.
Oh.
I don't.
The sex talk from a 15-year-old boy. That's pretty weird.
I don't think her asking that was that bad, because look at it from this point of view, right? She's doing a radio interview. She wants to, you know, have the juice, the gossip, a good piece of interview for the young girls who go crazy for him, because it's business, it's money. It's not as weird as, you know, it's just insane. I mean, come on, like, if a teacher's was, I just don't think that shit was that weird. And also, you know, like, another thing, like, 15-year-old boy, like, Justin, man, you can't call yourself a 15-year-old boy, you know, when you're at Diddy's fucking girls and driving Lambos and doing drugs. That's more teenager. You know what I mean? That's straight up teenager. That's not boy. You know? Like, I mean, I just think he was overreacting to a radio host asking him if he's had a talk on sex yet. I mean, dude's like already sleeping with loads of girls at P. Diddy's, so you didn't have to be so rude to the radio host who was just doing her job, trying to get, you know, juicy ass gossip from a teenager who's approaching 16 years of age, and, you know, there's loads of 15, 16-year-old, 17-year-old girls who would want to hear, you know, if he's learned about sex yet. Like, also, then you gotta look at, oh yeah, the fact that he was literally, I mean, come on, he was probably sleeping with poor trafficked girls. He might have even slept with an underage girl at P. Diddy's. He definitely slept with girls there at age 15. I mean, I don't know. There's a flip side. Is Justin? I don't think Justin's hella innocent. Let's just throw it down like that.
TikTok where he might have been cryptically hinting towards what was going on.
And if you see how he's like,
You have heard the expression.
you know, he's quick to react to the whole. I'm not saying he's hella guilty or whatever, but
For the storm. But
bro's
then,
so quick to
so is there another
be calling that. If you look at Justin's behavior, right, he's so quick to say he feels violated because some older lady at the Grammys, what did she do? Pinch his ass or whatever. He's so quick to call out that and to say, oh, you're weird asking a 15-year-old if they've had a sex talk to a radio host. Like, I mean, something tells me he'd be, if he was touched in any what way, he'd be straight off running, you know, complaining about it, I think. Like, not that he shouldn't, but you know what I mean? Gossiping. Complaining is not the right word. The fuck? I can't get my words right. I've been up too long, but you get the point. Like, I mean, I don't even get my own fucking
It would
point
be
there.
reasonable to suggest that Diddy was the man who was in the firing line. But for a lot of those who are
But the
calling for
point
Puff
is
to
that
pay for what
Diddy
he did to
was,
Bieber,
I mean,
they believe that
Justin
he's only the
rather,
man who has to answer for his role in leading a young
he
Justin
was
into
hardly
that
some
role.
young innocent
Because if it
boy
wasn't
when
for
he's
another fellow
sleeping
star
with
who goes by the name of
trafficked
Usher,
women at a
then Bieber
Diddy
wouldn't
party.
have ever been in Diddy's vicinity to
Yeah.
begin with. Way back at the start of his career, Usher was Justin's original mentor and took credit for
Another thing,
discovering
man, I
him
don't think he
directly
gave
from
a
YouTube.
damn about the life or whatever of the hookers at Diddy's, did he? But if an older woman pinches his ass, oh wow, the end of the world, violated. Maybe Justin should look back
Through
on
his cosign, Usher gave him
how
access to not only his fan
those
base, but
women
also his
that he
immense
slept with
showbiz
at Diddy's,
connections
their
that he
life
picked
and
up
how
after
they're treated.
decades
Maybe
in
you
the
should think
industry.
about that.
And sadly, that would put him on path straight
Because
towards the
they're
notorious
way
man
more
who's being held at the
victims.
Metropolitan Detention
Yeah.
Center. You see, Usher had been in the game
If
since
you
he
want
was
to be
barely
real.
a teenager. And long before he met the young Canadian
I don't care
pop
if you don't
star
like
who
that.
took
If you
under
don't
his
like
wing,
that,
Usher himself was mentored
speak
by
up.
Diddy.
We
In
can
fact,
talk
when
about
he
it.
was just
Obviously,
13
I'm
years old, he was under the
stressed,
legal
tired, and a bit
guardianship of Puffy
grumpy,
when he
moody.
was at what he called Puffy Flavor Camp. This meant that for a long
Bring
time,
it.
Usher prepared for the spotlight by living with Diddy. And years on, he revealed that he saw a lot of things, which he even opened up about in a 2004 Rolling Stone interview.
Let
Where
me
he
pull
said,
this,
"It's a totally different set
pull
of
this
shit.
around
Sex,
there so I can.
specifically.
I need
Sex
to grab
is
a.
so hot in the industry, man.
Hey,
There were always girls
sex
around.
is
You
what?
open a door and see somebody doing it, or several people in a room having an orgy. You never knew what was going to happen. In the years to come,
Who's
Usher
saying
would
that one?
continue to discuss. You'd open a door and see somebody
Oh, is
doing
that
it, or
Usher
several
about?
people in a room having an orgy. You never knew what was going to happen.
Well,
In
that
the
was
years
the
to come,
Justin was
Usher would
getting down
continue
with
to
a
discuss the
15, right?
situation
But
like it was the most natural thing in the world. At times,
he was
even appeared to be trying
possibly
to justify
drugged
it to
against his
everyone.
will, but we all
When
know
you're
he
gonna go
took
to Puff
drugs
Daddy's, he's
after
in the
that, but
90s. Do you
maybe
understand
because
what
of some
that's like?
trauma.
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like
And maybe
nonstop,
because
right?
he
No,
was
not really.
hooked
I mean,
as
but
well as the
there, hey,
trauma.
it was curious. I got a chance to see some
Probably be
things.
Yeah,
both.
but you were 13. What were you
I
seeing?
went there to see the lifestyle,
Right.
and I saw it, and it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at.
And some people like to keep people under their control. They get them hooked on drugs on purpose, don't they? Throw drugs in their face like you have a handler there. If he quits drugs, throw drugs in his face. Well, not in this situation. Other ones, other people have been in that situation where your handler won't let you off drugs.
Send your kid to puppy camp.
Trying to just hook this up a quick second so that.
People are horrified by this because clearly there's a lot of hypocrisy there in his willingness to throw Justin to the same wolves.
Alright, let's see if we can. Damn, we got that right?
Justin was barely a teenager.
I hope we fucking got that right.
This is sad. Some victims end up becoming predators sometimes.
Please tell me we got that right. Yo, big love to anyone who's hit up that like.
Feel sympathy for both Bieber and Usher as well. As in the view of some entertainment lawyers, they believe that there is a duty of care
And the subscribes, you amazing.
People are very concerned with
For
what
that.
was happening with the minors that he was surrounding himself with. He was Usher's guardian. Usher lived with him, right? Usher's the one that brought Bieber
It's like
in.
a cycle, isn't it? You
Bieber
know.
was 15 at the time. So while we may be talking about other celebrities in the context
so
of what did they know
hungry.
and what did they not speak about, the difference here when we talk about Bieber,
around
when
here,
we talk
man.
about Usher, is these were kids. Like they were truly kids in an environment that, you know, even if nothing happened to them, even witnessing anything along the lines of what we're hearing about in the indictment, is abuse, in my opinion, right? So no child should
What
be
about,
exposed to
like,
those sorts of things, especially from people that they're
well, we know
idolizing, people
that
that
Justin,
they're relying on,
you know, got
to
with
help
girls there.
them in their dreams.
Would
And
that
so I think
qualify
that
as
that
abuse?
is very
The fact
different
that,
when we talk about Bieber and Usher. I think it's a very different conversation.
you know, the fact
than
that
when we're talking
he's
about
got
other
people
celebrities
around
who may
him
witness some of
allowing him
Others
and
aren't
encouraging
so
him to
charitable
sleep with
towards the R&B singer.
trafficked
Jaguar
women
Wright, who is attempting to blow
whilst
the
he's
whistle on
still
Diddy
real
for
young.
years and is now only being vindicated, believes that anything that may have happened to Bieber
Because,
while
I mean,
around
that
Diddy
could
is
count as
directly
abuse,
on
right?
Usher's head.
That Diddy
Especially
trying to
because it
get
was
at
being
Bieber the way
filmed.
he was trying to get at Bieber was looking a little predatory. And then Usher came in and discovered it and managed him and got custody of him and promised to look after him. And then he sent him to the diddler.
Whatever happened, it seems like Diddy is about to experience justice. We can only hope that the victims, including Bieber, if he was one, can find peace in the aftermath of it all. As always, it's your boy Luesta, and I really hope
I
you
find
enjoyed
it a
watching
bit
this
of
video.
a, how do you say, like a strange case, you know? Let me explain why. Wait 1 second. Literally. God damn. Right. No way.
A controversial rapper is back behind
Yo.
bars, now in the same
6ix9ine.
as disgraced
Yo, cut out, man.
And it doesn't
Just
appear
because
that
the
New York rapper
damn
will be at
visual.
home in time for Thanksgiving after he slapped with more jail
Y'all
time for
should have
violating
been
the
with
terms
me.
of his release from prison back in 2020.
We should have 4 of you
Daniel
up in there.
Hernandez, better known by his stage name Tekashi 6ix9ine, was initially thrown behind bars in late October for a number of violations.
6ix9ine
But what really
in the
threw
same
judge
jail.
over the edge was the rapper showing up to court late with a not so great excuse. In February of 2019, Tekashi pleaded guilty to 9 federal counts, including conspiracy to commit murder and armed robbery. But he was sentenced to an astonishing 2 years in prison after he testified for the prosecution against other members of the 9 Trade Gang. The following year, in April of 2020, he was granted early release due to the COVID pandemic and his high risk of catching the virus with his asthma, and was placed on house arrest, but finished that sentence in August of 2020. But the Fifi rapper hasn't exactly been a choir boy since his early release. In
I wonder
October
if
of
him
last
and
year, he was
Diddy.
arrested in the Dominican
Wait, hang
Republic
on.
after being accused of beating up music producers.
So
Months later,
6ix9ine is in
this
jail.
year, he was arrested for domestic violence also in the
What?
Dominican Republic. He was arrested in Florida for driving more
For
than
those who don't
130
know,
miles per hour
TikTok
in a
is
65
banned
mile per hour zone.
in
And
America
prosecutors claim
as
he
of
took an unsanctioned
Tuesday.
trip to Vegas to attend a concert and lied to his probation officer about
Which
whether he
means
left
all
the
the
Judicial
artists
District
can't
of Florida.
have their
So when he showed
songs,
up late
you
to a
know, they
court
can't
hearing on
promote
October
themselves on
29th,
theirs.
the judge
Yeah.
who also
Not
oversaw his
American
release
ones,
from
at least.
prison wasn't very happy. And to make matters worse, Tekashi showed up to court an hour late, which prompted the judge to order his arrest. Lots to unpack in this story, and part of the reason we're able to keep
For
bringing
real.
you these types of stories is
Because of an ad? Hell nah. We don't do no ad, bro.
because of our great
Yeah,
sponsors.
the ad here is like, you know.
When that court hearing came, the rapper judge
Tell us
Paul
about that
Engelmeyer
hearing.
reportedly
We had a
said the
piece of
rapper's
6ix9ine
actions
on it
showed
the
a
other day. We
broader
had
pattern of
3,000 of y'all
misbehavior,
in it.
and first ordered Tekashi be thrown behind bars until his next court hearing.
It was more
When that
organized
court
and I
hearing
wasn't
came,
so
the
tired
rapper
and I had
wasn't
my
going
own
home.
ish going on there.
Instead, he was sentenced to jail, and the judge ripped him a new one. He reportedly told the Brooklyn rapper, "Your break of the court's trust is profound. Bottom line, I see a pattern. 5 violations says you don't believe the rules apply to you. Maybe you believe that's because you're famous rapper Tekashi 6ix9ine." Before he was officially sentenced, Tekashi reportedly copped to all of his probation violations and admitted he ignored an order to go to drug treatment and used a controlled substance that he shouldn't have. He also admitted to leaving the jurisdiction without permission, then lying about it. But his attorney had some concerns about his treatment.
Did 6ix9ine want to go jail or just want to go court for like press and publicity?
That houses other familiar faces like Sean Diddy Combs and Sam Bankman-Fried. According to Tekashi's attorney, he claimed the rapper was in solitary confinement for 2 weeks and had only gotten 1 phone call and 2 showers. The judge recommended
he wanted to
let
go
out
in
of solitary
solitary
confinement, but if let out of confinement, there's another potential issue. His life could be in danger after he ratted on his fellow gang members. But for the Dumbo rapper, he reportedly appeared apologetic and pleaded with the judge that he learned his lesson. He reportedly told the judge, "I'm very sorry. I want to be back home with my mom and brother. I'm feeling like I let them down. I don't want you to get the wrong impression of me. I make a lot of bad mistakes. I don't go out of my way to break the
6ix9ine
law.
just stayed,
I
you
try
know,
my best, but
segregation
but his
on his
apology
own.
wasn't enough, and the judge ordered he spend 45 days in jail with time served.
45 more
More
days.
than what prosecutors sought out.
If he goes in like
And
the
it doesn't
PC
appear he'll be
unit,
able to
he
get
could
back
be
on stage
literally
once he's
with P.
released.
Diddy.
Tekashi was also sentenced to an additional year of supervised release and ordered to spend his first 2 months out of jail at home, and he'll be on a curfew for a month after.
I am guessing that P. Diddy is
I'm joined now by reporter and author
in
of
protective
Dumbo Boy,
custody.
Tekashi
I don't
6ix9ine,
think
and
he'd
the 9
want to be in
Trade Gangs to
segregation
Blood,
for
and that's
months.
Sean Sotero.
I'm
Sean,
not even
thanks
sure they'd let him.
for joining me today, and great to have you on. What's your reaction to 6ix9ine going back to prison for violating the terms of his release, and are you surprised?
So
again,
I have
people
to say
massive
I'm
love
not
and respect
surprised,
for
by this
the
outcome.
subscribes and
He
the likes
obviously
for love.
had a number of legal problems during the terms of
Massively
his supervised
appreciate it.
release, which was supposed to last 5 years from when he got out of prison in 2020. You know, he got into trouble somewhat in the Dominican Republic, and there were some other issues
Sorry,
as
I'm
well.
so like
I think
tired
certain
and haven't
aspects
come
of
with
this
better stuff
surprised
tonight,
me, but not the sort of overall arc of it.
tired, I said.
And do you think that he just didn't take his probation seriously, knowing that he had this court date at a particular time and showed up not 5 minutes late, but an hour late? Do you think he wasn't expecting the judge to truly throw him back in prison?
I definitely think he wasn't expecting that. Look at how things went, right? He got 24 months when he was facing a potential much longer sentence, several decades. He even got out of the 24 months early because it was right in the early days of the pandemic, and he had asthma, and so he got a release to, house arrest for the last months of his sentence.
Well, 6 9 should have thought about it, man. Because
obviously, I don't think he
it's
saw
obvious
this
they're
coming.
gonna throw the book at him if he's walking around repeatedly
probation and
breaking rules after
conditions, and how
doing a
many
deal
people have
that
to abide by.
allowed him to not
But
serve a
I would
hefty
say in
long
this particular
sentence.
case, yeah, obviously, he didn't abide by all of the conditions.
Yeah, and what do you make of Tekashi 6ix9ine's his excuse? I woke up late, but then
You know, he started doing
turn,
like
he also
Spanish
pleaded
black
with the judge
music
not to send
recently.
him back to the box. What do you make of just kind of his lax
Like,
reasoning for not showing up
totally
to court on
not
time?
hip hop.
But
I
then
mean,
at the
like
same token,
acoustic
knowing
kind
that
of.
there's always this
I can't even
possibility
explain it.
looming that he could go back to jail, he just pleaded with the
Traditional,
judge not
like
to send him back,
traditional.
probably in hopes that it actually wouldn't happen.
Sure. So the hour late to court was sort of already after there had been a number of problems, right? That happened as a result of a number of violations, which he ultimately pleaded guilty to, right? That was in New York when he was supposed to show up for a hearing. And, that certainly didn't do him any good, but the violations were already there. So even without showing up an hour late and having to, literally be arrested to make it to court, he might still have had the same
Damn, it's
outcome.
too late to order
This
me a
judge
calzone.
this is the judge from the original case, right, who has been paying attention to this since Tekashi was originally arrested. And so he knows the whole story. He was in the courtroom and sort of the recipient of Tekashi's, what he said at the sentencing hearing of, I'm going to devote my life to turning myself around and all of this kind of stuff. And so I think he, in particular, was definitely disappointed to see, some of these violations and other stuff that have gone on.
Yeah, and as you mentioned before, Tekashi was already on thin ice since his release in 2020. Arrested in the Dominican Republic, arrested in Florida for speeding. Prosecutors say he took an unsanctioned trip to Vegas for a concert. What do you make of his actions post-release, given that he was released in 2020? Now, 4 years later in 2024, he's back in jail. Why do you think this time was different from the other violations?
I mean, this seemed like, it kind of seemed like some of the stuff in the Dominican Republic. Obviously, it was public, but I don't know if it counted as violations of the supervised release because it was in another country. I think there was some ambiguity about that in the hearing, and no one kind of wanted to dig too deep into it. It was a number of violations sort of all happened now. I think just a few months before he was set to end the supervised release, right? He was coming to the end of his 5-year
getting arrested
term
for
when sort of all of these things, like you mentioned, the speeding arrest. There was an issue where he took non-prescription drugs instead of Adderall, and that led to a positive drug test. I would say the biggest thing is, from my personal point of view, kind of technically a transgression, but I think it points to some of the larger issues
he's hardly
in the
getting any
probation
press,
and
and
parole
he's not being
system,
talked about
in
like
that
he was.
did text his
Not getting the same money,
probation
so
officer to say, hey, I'm going to Las Vegas
maybe
for
he
this
wants to do
concert.
something a bit
It just wasn't
wild
in
and
enough time,
try to be talked
right?
about. A lot
It
of
was
artists do that.
not far enough in advance so that they could know about it and
When they
approve
feel
it.
like they're falling off or
I
falling
don't
down
know
a level,
what the bureaucracy
they
is
do
like,
anything,
what the
some of them,
terms of his
not all.
probation are exactly like, how far in advance he would have had to do it. But he was allowed to travel. He just kind of didn't let people know far enough in advance. That seems to me less of a serious violation. One other thing about this jail term could potentially have been several months on each violation. I think up to 3 months maybe for each violation. And the judge was willing to, I think, give him several months.
Yeah,
but
right.
ultimately
The judge
backed
was
off
never giving him that.
because Tekashi had been in the box, right? He'd been in the SHU, the segregated housing unit, basically solitary. The judge has something in his order that he went down and he said, told the Bureau of Prisons, you've got to get this guy out of there. Like, that's inhumane. The judge ultimately doesn't have any
He
control
probably
over
did
that,
it
right?
deliberately
The Bureau of
then.
Prisons sort of does what it wants.
So
But
he
that
got
was a big
out of it
factor
by
in
going
why
insane.
Tekashi only
All
got
my
15
days.
days more than the state was asking for, as opposed to
Because he
several
was
months
too
more
worried
than
and
what the state
scared
was
to,
asking for.
be with
And
the
now that he's
people.
back in jail, do you think that he still has
Too
a
scared to
target
go
on
and
his back,
protect his
possibly
custody
from
too.
other gang members?
I mean, he certainly thinks so. I think this is the
Well,
hearing
he's
got
been
into a
trolling
little
gang
bit
members
about
for years and
why
stuff.
he was in segregated housing. They weren't specific, but one of the people he testified against was in federal jail in New York until very recently. I think now he's in Pennsylvania, but up until very recently was in New York and
The
was a
Buddha
very
always
sort of well-known
Pennsylvania?
prisoner, right? When he was at MCC a couple of years ago, the federal jail in
Damn,
Manhattan,
that's a
is one
trick
of the
for his
people
family and
Tekashi
that.
testified against. He ran a contraband ring, right? And ultimately got arrested for that, and now is serving additional time for that, pled guilty to that. So yes, I think certainly Tekashi seemed concerned. He seemed concerned about this one particular guy who I mentioned up until very recently was in this jail. Now is not, but maybe
got
has
friends
friends
there,
or
though.
associates. We don't know. It's speculation at this point. But yes, I think certainly there is potentially a very real danger of him being in a federal jail in New York City. For most of the time he was in jail while his trial was playing out, he was not in a regular federal jail. He was very briefly, but then he was moved, we later found out, to kind of a special prison in Queens
And
that
he
is, I
still
believe,
stayed
specifically
in
largely for
segregation.
cooperating witnesses.
Do you think that
A prison
because he
for
was a cooperating witness
cooperating
and worked with the
witnesses,
government,
okay.
do you think in a way he thought maybe
They're
being
prison
on the
for
outside and being
quote-unquote
released, he
snitches,
wouldn't be
yeah.
touched again as far as going back, or at all the possibility that he could go back to jail?
Look, I don't know his psychology, right? I've only ever spoken to him briefly. I don't know that much about what he was thinking, but if you look at his behavior, I think certainly there was not a ton of difference in his sort of public persona between the guy before and after. The crimes and the using the gang to rob people and all of that was obviously completely gone. All of the stuff he did prior to his arrest. But the general sort of, antagonistic, I do what I want, I'm throwing money around kind of persona was very much still there.
Yeah,
So
because
in
she
your
probably
opinion,
did
do you
it
think
for,
that Tekashi 6ix9ine will ever, in a way, clean
clout,
up his act?
views, whatever.
I hope so. I think one of the things about this particular situation that I haven't heard anyone mention yet is it actually could be very costly, right? And what I mean by that is he had signed a record deal reportedly for, I think up to $6 million relatively recently. TMZ reported about this. But part of the deal was he was to go on tour with artists in Mexico and South America. Part of the deal for the next 12 months is he doesn't have a passport anymore, right? No international travel as part of this new judgment for supervised release.
No international
so
travel.
Between that and the reported
damn.
clause in the record contract about how he couldn't get any more legal trouble, I haven't heard anything definitive, but it seems like this potentially lucrative record deal may be in trouble. His sort of newest musical thing has been sort of Spanish language music, right? And if you can't leave the country to promote in primarily Spanish-speaking countries, your career suddenly looks a lot less great.
Just going over Tekashi 6ix9ine as a whole, who he is as the person, why do you think that he continues to be such a polarizing and controversial figure in the rap game? Beyond just him cooperating as a government witness, i.e. a snitch.
Colorful hair, trolling.
This a little bit in my book, which you can see behind me, right, Dummy Boy.
And he had some really loud
antagonizing people gets you attention, right?
Yeah, that's
he learned that among his friend group. He learned that on the internet, and he took that to the heights of fame. He tried that on larger and larger scales, and very briefly became, one of the biggest stars in all of hip hop. And I think that's a tough lesson to unlearn, especially when it works so incredibly well. So I think that there's something about that idea.
Oh, hold up. So,
people, I
just worked it out. The jail
money and opportunities.
That he was in the same jail, right, recently as P. Diddy. Must be that jail for informants, isn't it?
Insight into this story before.
Hold up. Because it said 6ix9ine was only in there for like a day or two. The first one, the first prison, right? Jail. So then he went to this, secret one in Queens for informants. What if P. Diddy is in that one in Queens for informants? Damn.
Sign you off. What do you think is next for Tekashi 6?
Don't tell Jay-Z no one. He'll be
I
saying
mean, what I
shooters.
hope is next is that he, obeys these conditions, some of them somewhat onerous. I just wrote a piece that your viewers can find on Complex about some of the probation
Can you
conditions
imagine
in the
though
Young
if
Thug
P. Diddy
trial? I
is
think in
snitching
general,
hard and is
the
in
sort of post-release conditions that are put on
the
people
informant,
are worth looking at,
secret
not just for
informant
famous
jail in
people, I think,
Queens.
but for people as a whole in this country. So I hope he is able to obey all of these conditions and do what he can. And in 12 months after this is all over, maybe he can go back to making music and touring in Mexico or Colombia or whatever, sort of the next
Colombia.
stages in his career.
I wonder if he's moving the white
And I guess we'll have to wait and
lines.
see what does come out next. Well, Sean, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
According to Tekashi 6ix9ine's attorney, the rapper should be out of jail in mid-December. Reporting for Law and Crime.
Mid-December,
I'm
yo,
Elizabeth
man.
Newman.
Yo, Tekashi old school. Why he fired his team
You're watching
in the recent shooting?
I made it. I'm like,
One
I made
sec.
it that.
We
I
gonna
said,
bust
this
past
is my
this
most
in a
watched
second.
interview. If I go on somewhere else, I'll be like, yo, this could be the most watched interview because I'm gonna be talking about this.
Unless anyone's on it.
Real quick, right?
I remember the
way
impulsive
easier.
thing.
Hey,
Some
just wait
of
till you
the
get on
excuses
Pop's
the man had.
Play. We see the
What's
same. What's the point of having a First Amendment right, which is freedom of speech to say, listen, please don't cheat me. Oh, you're outing us? You're calling us cheaters? Yes.
But that's a problem. That the First Amendment was obviously for the
That's
United States of America. When you get a private
FYP,
establishment, a platform that they can literally
anything
do whatever the fuck
related.
they
They shouldn't
want.
be able to, but we see the same thing.
That's
We see the same
illegal.
thing with YouTube. We see the same
Share
thing with
it out.
YouTube. You went and did some
Tell a
collab with the
friend.
Nelk Boys the other day.
Yeah.
Right? The Nelk Boys,
Dope kids.
great kids. I
Yeah.
love Kyle, Jesse, Steve, all those
dope
guys.
kids, yeah.
They are, Steve especially, blackballed by YouTube. They put a video out, it doesn't show up in notifications.
Who got blackballed?
Nobody, you can't find his video.
I wonder why.
You gotta go on his channel and you gotta search that shit out to find it. And so we deal with that same kind of shit that brings up this question of
Really? I
who
don't
makes
believe
the
the
decisions
impulse.
when it comes to
The
censorship on private platforms.
got
And that's what
blackballed.
you're talking about right now. And it sounds like you're being censored by private platforms, and they would argue that they have the right to do so. You know what I'm saying? And that's not in breach of your First Amendment right.
No, listen.
Now I'm
my
gonna
thing
show
is I
y'all
love
some
being
funny
fair,
shit.
right? And I could be wrong, and I'll be held fully accountable for, like you would say, biting the
If
hand
I
that feet.
can
But when I see
find,
completely, and it's abusive, you know what I'm saying?
piece
Like
of, like,
mentally, because
roach
it's like,
kinda thing
okay, we
would
see
help.
this kid get so many streams, and people who love his music. But we just
Yo,
don't like
every
his
artist be
attitude, or
buying
we don't
that
like the
load of
force
their
of
streams.
nature that he brings to
And
this
then,
platform.
like,
Well,
one
you're
buys up
polarizing as
to
polarizing as
900
fuck,
mils,
but
and
it
now
goes to
that's
a point
out
where it's
to
like,
950.
imagine if I had the machine. Imagine if I had the fucking Apple Music. You could go on Apple Music and find me at the top.
Why don't you do it though? You know
I
what
swear you
you're
can
doing
pay.
wrong.
They're like
This is a
paid
question.
spots,
You
right?
know what you're doing wrong. At what point, and this is a question I had, and
The
you know,
amount of
and first of all, I
YouTubers
wanna say
acting
this
like
before we go
they've
too much further.
got
I've been horrible to
millions of
the show. I know
subscribers
you
and
already
millions
fucking
of views
heard.
on
Murph, you had
everything.
to fucking told them.
It's kind of crazy the amount of butts
As the
and
only other person in this,
stuff
as the
out.
only other person on the show who had the opportunity to
At
snitch
least over here,
against felony
everyone's
charges
genuine.
and didn't. I'm not
The
saying
likes
you
are
know,
real.
whatever. You did your fucking thing. You did what you did. I've been
Jeez, man.
outspoken. I've been a fucking
The
asshole. I grew up on
subscribes
Jay,
are real,
Dave, all
everything,
those
you know.
guys. I'm older. I'm an old man. I'm the Charlemagne, the god of the fucking podcast.
But yeah, 6ix9ine then. So he must have got out of prison.
I'm gonna take it off right now.
What, a
This
month
chain's
ago?
fake. It ain't real, but I thought maybe it would allow us to connect.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting here because I want to give you a fair shake. You know what I'm saying? I hate judging people off what they did, and we can talk about that more.
We're gonna see what he says in regards to the
If
informant
you know,
thing.
okay, you went through it, you did some shit, you had the whole
And
scenario
he
in
sure
court,
shit
you
wasn't
got out,
framed
back
up
on the
as an
streets,
informant
you got another
because
chance
he
at it.
was in the
Why don't you
courthouse.
play
I
the
know
game right
feds
this time?
and
Why don't you fuck with the
really
platforms this time
messed
and walk
up
the line and get
excuses
it
for
takes
away
gangsters
from who I am, right?
probably snitch themselves. They like to
It
frame
takes away
people up
from
as
me
gangsters,
being
as
me.
snitches and shit.
Imagine me sucking dick, right?
Whoa, okay.
Give
Careful then.
Give me a moment. Don't do it. Give me a moment. No, but imagine
That's weird,
man. Imagine me just literally getting down and just saying, you know what? I'm gonna do what you want me to do.
Right.
Then I will make me into a fucking flop like Trippie Redd, right? No, for real. What do you want me to do?
Oh, okay, no, I won't fight for what's right. I'm just gonna lay down and let you fucking pitch me around. Because at this point, I feel like my fan base is like kids that literally are like, yo, I had this kid come up to me. I'm not gonna say his name, but this kid came up to me and said, yo, how do you deal with it? I said, deal with what?
I keep getting letters that are saying,
It was like, I don't think people hate me. You know what I'm saying? What are you talking about? He's like, yo, no, for real.
back money, but I ain't even.
How do you deal with it? I'm just like, what are you going through? You know what I'm saying? And he's like telling me like, yo, people are just, leaving nasty comments on my page, doing this, that, and the third, and I don't know what to do, whether to address the situation with this.
People around me, they probably would try to.
You know what's right. You know what I'm trying to say? I can't tell you how to handle a situation that I'm not in, right? But for me, when people call me a snitch, call me whatever they want, pedophile, fucking bitch ass nigga, whatever they want to call me. I own the shit. You know what I'm trying to say? Because I know me. You know what I'm trying to say? I know what I've done, right? I know what I didn't do. And I just say, yo, listen, whatever you guys are going to do, you guys are going to continue to hate. I can literally prove you wrong. I can prove you wrong. I can prove you wrong. When I walk out of here, you're going to still be like, kiss a bitch.
Why? I don't think anybody else say that.
But this goes to the general public.
Right.
I can't please everybody.
Yeah.
I can't sit here and be like, yo, Logan, please like me. If we bond, we bond. If we catch a vibe, we catch a vibe. If a fan is watching my music, watching this podcast, watching this, if you like me, you like me. My job is not here to convince you to like me. So I will never, and the answer to your question, I never had in my mind to come home and say, you know what, let me just be an industry plant. Let me come home and say, you know what, let me work with these people because I know we sat down with a couple executives, right? And we said, can anybody top the top 10 on Billboard with no radio and no playlisting? They said, impossible.
I thought he was going to be explaining the informant thing. Yo, we're going to hop
Imagine
on
if I just sit down, lay down, and do the things that it wouldn't make me Tekashi 6ix9ine. It wouldn't make me.
But what about optimizing, what you do behind the scenes? It's not going to change anybody else's thoughts on you or your appearance to the outer world. But you know the saying, you catch more flies with honey than you do with salt. Is that fucking right? Is that right? Does anyone know? Do the two masked bodyguards that? Do you know that saying?
You guys know?
They're not even.
You
catch more flies with honey. Like, okay, so if you're nice to people and you build, I've done this with him a lot. We had a lot of beefs when I joined this team, right? And I always told him, yo, if we rebuild relationships, it's gonna get us a lot farther than continuing to burn bridges.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, what stops you from?
Yo,
fixing shit behind the
I don't know
scenes
what y'all think
with the record labels, with Billboard, with Apple, with all those people,
but-
and then you can still have the same fuck you mentality, but not against the people that can put more money in your pocket. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. I mean, I feel like, to be honest, to be completely truthful, I feel like the people they put in charge feel like they are like John Gotti. You know what I'm trying to say? I feel like these guys would be fucking like, you see the 47 years I was holding over my head? They would have did those 47 years
big up whoever's
with their fucking chest out.
Thank
that's how they act.
to
You know
that.
what I'm saying?
Give it up,
They
like
act
or
like,
sub.
yo, if I was in that situation, I would have did the 47 years.
yeah.
Those are the people controlling the SPs. Fucking retards. You know what I'm trying to say?
Right.
Idiots.
Right.
But at the
I'm
end of
supposed
the
to be
day,
explaining what
it goes to
he
show that,
informed.
again, I'm not here to please anyone. I'm here to make good music, right?
Reality bro just come out of jail.
Cater to my
P.
fans,
Diddy was in
right?
the same one.
And just live life, bro. Like, I'm not here to fucking be fake. How long you guys lived in California, Hollywood, LA area? 6-7 years?
I've been in LA too long.
I'm not gonna lie, I've been in LA probably before, like, my first time coming here, and I've seen the most fakest shit in the fucking world. Like, the fakest people, like, I mean, like, it's Hollywood.
You
know
got
what I'm
to
saying? Nothing
That
is
shit gets on you sometimes.
and it
Like,
gets
good
on you,
deal,
and I can
thumbs
never
up.
allow myself to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, put it like this: there's so many people
Yeah, I'm
in
gonna
this
work
world
my
that would
ass
be
off
like,
for Realize Boss team and for all the
I would have done
viewers.
this, I would have done that, I would have done this, I would have done that. But when
Maybe
they
make
get put
a
in a
marathon out of
situation,
this. We're gonna go through
It's a whole
Hip-hop
different story.
culture.
You say this all the time.
Armchair
just
generals,
classic
armchair
moments
quarterbacks.
and
Everybody calls shots about
conspiracy
what they would do, what they do. Well, if I was in that situation, I'd do this, I'd do that.
history,
But
politics,
everything
all that
changes
shit.
when you're standing in front of the fucking judge or when you're sitting with the interrogators.
It's not only that. It's not only that, right? Let me put this in perspective and really follow me here. Imagine I would have stood tall, right? Kept it real. Did the 47 years right now. Right?
Well, you wouldn't be on the podcast, that's for sure.
And that's what I'm trying to get to. Who would be here right now?
Charlie Rocket, Ben Shapiro, I don't know.
Probably
Alex Jones. It might have gone worse for us.
And think about it. Right now, during those 47 years that I would have been
Would
serving,
be
I'm
there?
not even. I'm 24. I haven't even lived 47 years of my life.
Right.
If I would have been serving those 47 years right now, already 3 years,
Yeah,
two,
everyone would
2
be
years
getting
going
on
on
with their
3 years
lives, to be
inside
honest,
prison.
but that tends to
You
happen,
guys would
you
move
know?
on with your life. Right now, another guy would have been in this chair. You wouldn't even bring me up because I would have been not relevant.
Oh,
at
you
the-
mean
at
as an
this time.
artist? Yeah, definitely you'd
You're not
disappear
checking on
as
my
an
mom.
artist.
You're not paying nothing for my daughter. You're not doing anything for me.
Why
You're not
is
even wondering if I'm
everybody?
calling
Well, then
somebody
they're
or
not worth
No, hold on.
taking,
Let me
well, not
finish.
worth getting
You're
involved
gonna go
with. They
get a
ain't
bottle
gonna
of
even
liquor
check
after this. You're gonna go
on your
sleep with
people
somebody.
and
You're
shit.
gonna do this while I'm doing those 47 years.
Right.
Right?
Don't become gang
So,
with people who
Don't
don't
tell
care
me
for you
what
then.
I've chose to do in my life, because if I did what people say, oh, you should have did, you guys move on with your life. I throw my whole life away to
You know what I
to
don't
please you,
don't
to
like
please
when it
you,
comes
to please
to
them.
the informant situation,
I'm
the
gonna throw my
whole
whole life away,
topic.
throw millions of dollars
The
away,
amount of idiots I
so
know
you can fuck
who wanna
bitches,
be calling
get
people
money,
snitch,
party,
informant, and
and
all
we
that shit.
rot away in a prison.
When I know for a fact
What do you say to the
they've been
people
a court and
that
wrote a
would say
statement
that
when
you
they've been a victim in some other crime.
thought about that
They ain't
stuff
no
before you got
gangsters,
tangled
and I
up with
won't
the
name
people
their
that you
names,
did, or
but
before you utilized
and
that
one of them
messaging to
somehow got out of
drive
prison,
you to the
18
top
month
of the
sentence. He
industry?
got
You know
out
what I'm saying?
after
Like, what do you
2
say to those
months.
people?
I telling people suck my
He
dick,
wants to run around calling
because
other
those
people
people don't
snitch.
know
Shit, how
what
fuck
I've
he
been
get
through.
out
You know
of
what I'm
jail?
trying to say? When I first met
Seriously, how?
the gang, right? There was no
He
ill
was like
intention,
2
no bad
months for
intention,
sticking a machete in
no
someone.
ill will. My goal was never to say, yo, you know what?
Sorry for the
I'ma
rant
use
there,
these dudes.
people.
It just so happened it clicked. Gummo took off, right? We see the success of Gummo. We said, let's repeat it. Let's do Cuda now.
Yeah.
Right? I had no intentions of sleeping with their girl. I had no intention of kidnapping them. I had no intention of
To
stealing
be
money
fair,
from them.
they totally did him dirty.
I had no
Kidnapped,
intention of harming them.
wanting to
Right?
off him, and
So, let me ask you a question.
sleeping with this girl wasn't the least of it.
In the street
But
world, right?
stealing,
What's
exploiting
the
him for
codes
money.
of the street? Loyalty,
They really weren't
honor,
proper bros to him, that's for sure.
integrity, morals, principles, standing tall on what you
No,
believe on.
those
and
are
no
what
snitching, right?
probably should be, like, you know, but that's
What
not
was the loyalty
actually.
to me?
I was gonna say, just like that,
No, no.
that list alone seems
It's
so
don't talk
counterintuitive.
to
So-
cops,
so
you know,
contradictory.
it's
Of
like,
course because look, before I even got locked up, they were sleeping with my girl.
ironically, again, people
So right
I
now,
know who are all
I
about
don't know what
don't
the situation
think
between you
they
guys.
bloody
You have
got
a
a
girl.
friend
That's your
who's a
friend.
cop and shit.
Would
They
you sleep with his
really
girl?
do
Hell
nice
no.
But
guys,
why
I know.
not? But why? No,
No, of course
no,
not.
no. But
Nah,
why?
you
No,
don't think
but
she's
why?
hot?
No, but why not?
She's here too. Because loyalty.
Loyalty.
Fuck yeah.
But if we're street dudes, do you do that?
No.
So put it like this: you know what you signed up for, right? Also, my excuse is like, but you knew what you signing up for. You knew what you signed up for. You knew that could happen. That doesn't happen.
Right.
Cause in the street, it's brotherly. That don't happen. People make excuses, say, yo, it's convenient for me to say, oh, but you know what you signed up for. But if that happened to you, be like, yo, bro, that ain't loyal, my nigga.
Right.
Yo, that ain't loyal.
I think what it was is there's people have different beliefs. If you look to the Bronx Tale on what the code of the street is, keep your mouth shut, never tell on your friends.
Yeah.
Those are the only two rules.
Yeah, right.
And so I think that
Wait, man said
in the rap
friends,
community
though.
and in the culture, the reason
In
why
what?
people
In
have
what?
so
What did
many
he say?
issues with what happened with the code of the street is keep your mouth shut, never tell on your friends.
Yeah.
What did
Those
he
are the
just
only
say,
two
though?
rules.
Yeah, right.
And so I think that in the rap community
Oh,
and the
rap
culture,
community.
the reason why people
The
had
rap community?
so many issues with what happened with you is because that was the cardinal fucking sin, at least according to the culture. I'm not speaking for that. I'm not
According
saying
to the culture, what the rap culture, bro? You talking about?
Wasn't in your position. I wasn't
You
facing
talking
something.
about gangs and
But is that
streets?
rule?
You know,
Is that rule more important?
it's not necessarily rap, bro.
Say
Like,
I'm a
really?
Crip, right? I'm a Crip. Just hypothetically speaking, say I'm a Crip.
Okay.
I bang that gang life, right?
Yeah.
You tell me, and everybody in this room, if you guys know, if I'm a Crip,
We all wearing blue around your shoulders.
and I say, yo, listen, I know what happened. My cousin got locked up for a murder. He didn't do it. The guy in the red shirt did it. He shouldn't be locked up for something that he did. The guy with the red shirt and the red
And
cap.
people shouldn't be framed up as snitches, but that's a totally separate issue. That's not a
I'm a
6ix9ine
street
thing.
dude. I'm a Crip. My cousin didn't do that. It was the guy with the red shirt. They got the wrong guy. You just incriminated another man.
Right.
Is that snitching?
Well, the streets would say you shouldn't be saying shit to the cops. You shouldn't be saying shit.
What would you say?
My honest opinion is,
You're from the street. You listen. You leave in the street.
yeah.
I'm not giving no information to incriminate another man.
It's a
You're
tough spot
asking
because
if I'm living there, that puts my life in jeopardy. But you came up, you have bigger
No, but
things
I'm
on your
asking
plate.
you, is that snitching? It's a yes or a no.
I go with my blood. That's my brother. That's my cousin. I'm gonna, even if it jeopardizes my life, I'm
But
gonna
why would
reach
it,
out
but let me ask you something, and I love that you said that. Why would it jeopardize your life?
because I'm
Snitching.
snitching.
Exactly. So you just answered it. Why would your life be in jeopardy? Because you just snitched.
Yeah.
Is that snitching? Yes or no?
He's asking tough questions.
No, I'm asking.
This
Is
sounds
that
good,
snitching?
okay?
He's the host right now.
No, I'm
So
asking.
you
Is
got,
that snitching?
what, they don't know
I mean,
what
what I'm
it's
saying
in?
is, what I'm saying is,
My
that
cousin's in jail.
it's
It's
my cousin in jail.
Your cousin?
And do I know red shirt, red hat guy?
Yes, you know both of them.
Oh,
You're saying
that's snitching.
That's snitching?
Oh, that's snitching. Oh my god, the way
Say
Brett
I
said it
didn't know
though.
red shirt, red hat guy.
that's still not snitching?
Well, like, maybe fuck that guy for my cousin.
I will say one thing to make you feel better. Right over there.
No, it's not making you feel better. It's the truth. It's facts. No,
Shout out everyone who follows the team on X,
but listen,
Twitter.
if it's not snitching, I want to hear, yo, bro, I don't think that's snitching. And be honest. But like you said, if my life is gonna be in danger, your life shouldn't be in danger.
Hold
if
on,
you're not
did the
snitching.
red shirt, red hat guy do it? Did he actually commit the murder?
Just we're speaking hypothetically.
Oh, I thought
like
I
he's
knew.
just saying it wasn't my cousin, it was him.
Can we give this guy a name? Are we still doing
He's
the
a
analogy?
visual learner. You gotta paint a picture for him. You know what I'm saying?
Call him Tommy.
Tommy.
While you guys ponder that, my man right over there eating the bowl, fat guy right over there.
He's not fat.
He's trying to be buff. He told me, he's like, yo, if this goes down, will you tell on me? And I straight up looked him in his eyes and I said, fuck yes, absolutely, you're out. That's my best friend. And the reason is, I built my whole life not just for me, but for my family. So if he's gonna do some dumb shit that's gonna get me in trouble and my family in trouble, it's not just you were thinking about. So I kind of understand your point of view now.
No, but I'm asking, is that snitching? The scenario I just gave you.
Technically, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So why nobody holds Gunna accountable?
Oh, you're bringing an actual person
No.
into
God
damn.
I'm in trouble. Go back down. Fuck Tommy. It's Gunna. Gunna, the rapper, literally said, yo, my cousin didn't do it. It was the guy in the red shirt. You're not going to send my cousin to jail.
So
that's something you did.
So wait, okay. I hear you.
Breathe.
It makes sense. For what this is called the whataboutism. And as you know, life isn't fair. Life isn't fucking fair.
No, but that's what I've been trying to explain.
Especially not for you.
Well,
But especially
that's what I'm trying to explain.
Your
Listen, I
life's
don't give a
not
fuck if I'm held accountable for what I
quote
did. Yes,
unquote,
I snitched. I did it proud,
fair, but
right?
what is fair though?
But everybody who fucking snitches, everybody should be held accountable. Because you can't single someone out. Just like you couldn't single out XXXTentacion, You gotta single out Tupac Shakur. You couldn't single out Tupac Shakur and not mention Michael Jackson. You couldn't
But this
and then
is not with
mention R. Kelly. You
informant,
couldn't
bro.
do
This
that
is
and
with
then not
allegations
mention Kodak
of like
Black.
Here's my question for you, though, really quickly.
Great, because we have
Those people all did things they weren't proud of, and they came out.
Well,
of it.
MJ.
And R. Kelly didn't
He
go and
wasn't
make a song
convicted
like
in that.
Golden Shower. Like, he didn't do that. So my question for you is, like, why do you come out, once again, a question, and instead of being like, yo, I did what I had to do for my family, I'm turning the page and moving on with my life, why is it an attempt to make snitching mainstream and cool? Instead, you know what I'm saying?
It's one thing that you've never seen before, and that's why you have a tough
so it's
time.
for what? Clout, attention, promo.
You're having a tough time.
I'm trying.
You're having a tough time registering.
Shout out everyone who hit the thumbs up, the like, the love.
Something you've never seen before. You have a tough time saying, "I never seen someone do that."
Right.
So it's tough for you. It's like seeing a fucking UFO right now crash into the air. You're like, why would you do that? Like, why would that happen? Right? Because you've never seen it before. But you know, listen, you know, like R. Kelly, Golden Shower. You never seen somebody come home and say, "Yeah, I ratted." Why? Because people don't have the courage. Listen, I did that, and I feel like it's completely justifiable.
I don't think it's just that.
A lot of people agree with you. A lot of people agree, especially your super fans.
Yes.
Was there a time I have to ask, just like kind of like moving forward the conversation a little bit? I have to ask. You're 24. You're young. You're like me. We grew up obviously very different. Was there ever a time when you were, because the things you got charged
Logan
for,
is
what was it? Some drug trafficking stuff, armed robberies, attempted murder, allegedly murder. I'm not sure what happened.
No, it happened.
Yeah, so okay, I'm here to ask. When that was happening, did you ever look around or like remove yourself from the situation when you were in the middle of the armed robbery or whatever, and just go, "What the fuck am I doing?
No,
How did I
you know
end up
why?
here?"
You know why I didn't have that out of body experience? Because I thought rap was real.
Oh my gosh.
I thought
What do
rap
you mean
was
by
real.
rap?
When you grew up on the Tupacs, the Biggies, right?
Oh,
You're like, oh
come
shit,
on,
these guys
man.
are legit gangsters.
What?
What rapper you know goes down for racketeering?
What did
Matter
he
of fact,
just
let's put
say?
this.
What did he
I
just
thought
say?
rap was real. When you grew up on the Tupacs, the Biggies, right? You're like, oh shit, these guys are legit gangsters.
Really?
What rapper you know goes down for racketeering? Matter of fact, let's put this. Drake and Meek made a song, right, called Rico?
Yeah, of course. The only.
No, hold on. Have you ever heard of Drake going down for racketeering?
No.
Why?
Because he ain't stupid enough to get
situation
caught.
like that or anything like that.
Has Meek ever gone down for racketeering?
They probably got boys who would take the fall for it, or
It's not just that. Smart criminals, you know, not to say some of the douchebags that are not, like, you know, the idiot ones, who ain't because I'm not calling them smart, but
or they're not the
there
ones on
are
the front
people
line.
with dumb crime who are
Let me ask you something, and
just
I'm
not
gonna answer your
getting
question.
caught, you know.
I thought rap was real. So when I was
Say,
going down for
6ix9ine,
the
man,
attempted
seriously.
murders on March 20th, the robbery on April 3rd.
Oh,
the
what, that
shooting
makes
on
you a
April
real
21st,
rapper?
two shootings-
Nah, mate, don't even go there. That ain't what rap's about. What is man trying to do here? Oh, I actually got attempted murder charges, so I'm a real rapper. What the fuck? You a boy, you a kid, man.
On April 21st, the shooting on June 16th. All of those scenarios, or, you know, sending shots, nigga. Everything I was rapping about was really happening.
You got real
These
gangsters who
that
don't
rap
do it
about the
themselves.
shit that they rap about, they don't live. Well,
How do you know
Shine,
that?
okay,
But
so
there
Shine,
are a lot of
Shine,
fakes.
Shine,
Don't get it
Shine,
twisted,
Let's
but
talk about the new era. Let's talk about the new era. Right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Meek Mills. Murder on my mind. How did she go down? When it come to murder, murder
what's
come
he
to
trying
me.
to do? Encourage rappers to
What did Meek go to jail
get
for last time? That
deeper
he was crying for
involved
6
in
months.
Wasn't it like a probation violation?
It was for a bike trick.
A bike trick. What he did?
You know, the
on
crush
probation,
shit.
right?
Yes.
Probation
Well, he
violation.
popped a willy on a bike.
Man, that's pretty badass, isn't it?
That's badass.
What? So now it's badass to be caught, is
That's
it?
pretty badass. He cried
That
for
is
6 months.
stupid, man.
Injustice. But you know what you
It
signed
ain't-
up for.
It's not bad to get caught.
You was on probation?
When he did that wheelie.
Oh, you didn't know? So why should I know what I signed up for?
So you did.
No.
Oh my days! What, you didn't know what you signed up for? Don't try flipping
You know
it
what you signed up for
like
when you
this,
got into
6ix9ine,
the game.
man. Please.
You knew you was on probation for 10 years. Why is stupid
It's
ass
like
popping
roundabout
wheelies?
psychology, not even reverse.
Is that against probation? I'm sorry.
No, it is. Yeah, it is.
Well, because he's in the street. When you're on probation, you got to be really well.
Well, no,
he was doing it in the street. It was like you weren't supposed to be doing it in that space. You can't pop wheelies in the middle of the street in Philly or New York City.
If you go to jail
Yeah.
for popping a bike tricks, just say you go to jail for bike tricks, right? Bicycle tricks. Don't rap about murder. Because you're not about murder and you know.
How do you know?
You got people who go do it for you.
We'll do one.
Oh Lord, really? Or maybe they just don't get caught. And if they got people who do it for them, maybe they're more up the ladder.
Correlate exactly, like just because he got popped for a bike trick doesn't mean he wasn't doing gang shit.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Maybe he just didn't get caught.
Exactly.
You went on the front lines. You didn't have someone do it for you.
Let me ask you something. Logan, look me dead in my eyes and tell me you think Meek Mill has a murder under his name.
He doesn't know.
I don't.
What are you trying to do? Get the FBI all on other people?
You don't know. We know.
Well, because this.
Don't get it twisted. There are rappers out there who lie. Underground, all tears.
I don't know. I
know.
some shit, and I came across the fact that I murdered someone. Something tells me he wouldn't be the one to do it if that was a inkling of a desire. So why were you on the front lines?
Because
that's crazy.
I was on the front line for everything.
To actually get in the Escalade with your boys, armed, about to commit armed robbery.
Yeah, because I was
at what 22, 23 years old.
Yeah, look, in 2018, right? In 2018,
bad boy.
How many rap beefs did I get into in 2018?
All of them. There's not.
Because I knew these rap when I started rolling around with.
Okay, so you knew they weren't real. You knew this. You knew that. So you beefed them. Okay.
Like, you're not really like that, and I'm looking at like the YGs and the Meeks and the Chief Keefs and I'm looking at them like.
What? So you thought you beefed them because?
Let's see how far it gets.
What if your judgment and intuition was wrong?
In 2018, I'm like, these guys aren't really like that.
None of them? Nobody in rap right now? Or in 2018, 2019,
Yo,
2020
you're wrong,
about
in 2018, we've done shot at every rap crew.
Nonsense.
From Rap A Lot to Chief Keef.
Yo, he ain't been out much, has he?
To the West Coast shit.
You talking about?
I can imagine the people he thinks ain't
killers
are killers. Like, not in every case, but...
Everything we rapped about, we done.
But what is it? My question is like, where does it stop?
Is that self-snitching or is that just BS?
Now you're not just going at rappers. You're going to O Block. You're going to the South Side. You're going to Chicago.
Yeah.
And now you're talking shit to entire cities. And listen, you know as well as I fucking know that they're not capping in Chicago.
Well, how do you know that?
I see the fucking news.
Because they kill each other.
They kill people in Chicago, right?
When was the last time they killed somebody from out of town? They kill each other. Like, all right, so we went to O Block, right? They put a gate around O Block because they're killing each other. They're trying to, here, you guys are animals. Kill each other. There's a gate around O Block. You have to drive by a police booth and be escorted in.
And what makes you want to do that? What makes you want to go to O Block and fuck with Dirk's cousin spot and shit like that?
And I'm going to tell you why.
Yeah.
When I was in jail, right?
All right, Batman. When you was in jail.
When I was in jail.
Stop it.
He's not gonna have a career no more. How many times did you guys see? You guys probably spoke about it. Yo, 6 times done. He's not gonna have.
All right.
Yeah.
How many times you see that?
No one said it for certain. But
I said this. I said if you got out.
No, not here. On the news, on the media outlets.
Everybody said he was done.
Everybody.
Yeah.
My mom
got tears. She knew about that. She said 6 times done.
So look, I come home, I sell 1 million records, go platinum first time. He's not gonna have a career no more. Comes out the biggest fucking artist in the fucking world, 2 million views on live, and goes platinum, right?
I don't think anyone expected you to get out.
Now look, no career, comes out, and is the biggest artist in the world. Excuse. Yeah, well, people are just excited, the hype, yeah.
Well, there
like,
was
whatever,
a lot of hype.
Right? It's hype. He's not gonna go number one, right? He ain't going number one.
Right.
Goes number one.
Big bad. People
Big
mad.
sick.
Yeah.
Tight. Another excuse. Yeah, but it was because of Nicki. It was because of Nicki, right?
Yeah.
What are you saying?
I
Nicki
just
Minaj
wait till he
didn't
get
help?
off house arrest. He's not gonna be able to go outside though.
Right.
First day out, shot a music video on the block. Another excuse. Oh yeah, but he's with mass security. When does it stop?
I thought you were about to bust out.
I literally proved.
What is it that he wants to stop? What does he want to stop?
I literally proved everything that people said I couldn't do. Oh, he's not gonna be able to go to LA? Comes to LA. Twice. 3 times.
There we go. David's so supportive.
David's a fan.
Your biggest fan, bro. Straight up.
Look, 3 times. He's not gonna be able to go to Chicago though.
Well, they're gonna.
You made that trip. You made that trip. You come to LA. You're on the move. Are you afraid for your life?
I got him.
But yeah, but surely.
Can we swing the camera around?
There's a hint.
Nah, I mean, it's up to you. All right, they already did it.
You're never gonna see it.
There's parts of what 6ix9ine said that are real, like the idea. Well, not that everyone's quote unquote fake when they come into bragging about crimes and raps, but there's plenty of rappers who
Me and XXX was really close.
exaggerate the crime or
XXX
gang part of
is walking around
Hey,
with
hold up,
$50,000
pause. He's lying. They weren't close like
I
that.
said it before and I'm gonna say it again. Me and XXX was really close.
You weren't.
Right?
You really weren't.
XXX is walking around with $50,000 in a duffel bag.
No security.
No security.
I
Trust
swear,
by
man,
bike,
6ix9ine,
gets
you need
killed.
to have limits on
Right?
what you'll say for
He
clout,
writes me
attention,
June
views, I
16th,
swear.
saying, be safe, okay?
I
Question
don't like
mark.
it when
Don't let
rappers
your guard
be
down. Next day he
claiming
died.
they were tight with guys who've passed away.
Every comment
You know,
was
the ones who jump out and
was his
speak
security.
to media ASAP when someone passes and acts like they were,
Pop Smoke,
you know,
murdered in LA.
really probably or whatever.
Every comment was, where was his security? 6ix9ine has security.
Every rapper even has enough money for
He's
security,
pussy.
believe that.
They weren't going the old. They weren't going
It's
to the
not
place they
just
go
the
to
crime
say
and the
things you say,
gang
though.
stuff
You
that
know what I'm
gets
saying?
hyped
Like,
up,
that's- I think that's why you
exaggerated,
get so-
or
and that brings me back
BS.
to my
It's
question.
also,
That brings me back to my question
you know,
I
the
asked
amount
you,
of money.
which was, at what point do you try to just start to
Along with
blend? I'm
many
not
other
saying to
things.
lay down. I'm not saying to suck dick. I'm not saying to grovel. I'm not saying to get on your fucking knees. But at what point do you start to create a life that feels safe for you to live beyond 26? Do you see your life going on beyond 26 right now?
Did you
Yes, of
seriously
course.
think
Hell
it
yeah.
wouldn't,
Like, I'm
though?
24. Like, I'm definitely making it.
30?
At least.
But I'm saying, like, do you
I
see life after,
genuinely,
like,
Yes,
you
hell
know,
yes.
he's
Like,
still
I'm not
around.
gonna
I knew
kid
he
you
would
not.
be.
Like, listen,
what does that look like?
Just that,
amazing.
that
Hopefully, you know what I'm trying to say?
feeling. But
Um,
I don't think the music career is gonna be popping for too much longer, though.
basically, what you're saying to me is they weren't doing the things you were doing, Tekashi, right? And they still ended up dead. So what difference does it make? You literally just said
Say what?
X wasn't beefing with O Block. X wasn't beefing with West Coast. X wasn't beefing with that. So
Yeah.
why is he dead?
If you put me
Because,
into a
you know,
dangerous neighborhood,
there are
and I got
real,
hit, and there's a chance I could get hit with a stray bullet,
money-hungry
right?
thieves, vultures,
I wouldn't then go up to somebody and be like, yo, I could
whether
get hit by
they
a stray
live in
bullet,
the
so let's
quote-unquote
do it.
gang life or
shit,
not,
I
they'll
couldn't
hire a
fucking say
shooter
shit. I couldn't
and
fucking
bang.
say-
Because you can't say
Wipe
straight
it
bullet.
out for money
That
and
bullet was meant for
the
him.
That's
money
not what I'm
after.
saying. I'm saying, why
That's
push your
his
luck?
Yeah.
neighborhood. If you
But
know
it's
X
that,
was from
man.
Broward County,
Yeah, facts.
Well,
he got
everyone
killed in
knows
Fort
that,
Lauderdale,
bro.
Broward County, right there.
It's hood.
Yes.
So don't say,
What of it?
put me in a dangerous. That was
Please.
his neighborhood.
We can go
It's like
into
putting
this
me
in
in
live
Brooklyn before
streams we've
snitching.
done already.
I was
It was
outside
pretty much
every
set up by those
fucking
close to
single
him. It's
day.
kind of clear,
No
but
security. I was gonna go buy sneakers, going to the chicken spot by myself. Don't make excuses.
Okay,
It can happen
what
to
else?
anyone.
I'm just asking why push your luck. That's all I'm asking.
But listen, because I have them.
So you're saying
so
I'm
you're
gonna do
gonna
me
be
regardless
reckless whilst
to
you
the
got
T,
security.
to the
You ain't
dot.
gonna be able to afford security
have
forever,
them to
6ix9ine,
protect me
man. Trust
with my
me.
decisions, because I'd rather be alive being me
Like-
100,000% than
But depending on how long this goes, because you're a master troller, and I mean, I think we can all agree. I mean, sometimes you're trolling, you take it far as fuck.
Yeah, he does.
Your life, because, you know, are they going to be with you forever? Are they going to be with you when you're 50,
6ix9ine
55,
used
60?
to make some of that
I
music
hope by then I got my shit together. You know what I'm
now
saying?
that he made it this era.
So it's on the agenda.
Go
Everybody
ahead,
listen to
Nicki
the
Minaj
podcast
did a
right
song
now.
against 6ix9ine.
14 years from now. Reach out from.
So what? Are you just on some shit right now?
What's
Is that
that fucking shit,
okay,
bro?
Okay. I get it because
Spanish
I was
traditional
too. I was a
stuff.
drug. I wasn't like you, but I was a drug addict
Maybe.
for a long fucking time. A drug addict. All right, so maybe he is one. I don't fucking know. So maybe me and you can relate.
Wait,
But I'm
hold
saying
up.
for a long time I was on some shit, and people said, "Yo, you can't do that shit. You can't do that shit. You can't do
About
that shit." Until you
right,
listen,
he was on some. In
you
what
gotta do
way?
what the fuck you want. You know what I'm saying?
Because he was
Yeah.
doing drugs.
bro, I hear
Seriously,
you.
is
Listen,
that
I
a
feel
flex
like-
now? Really?
Like what you see is
Please
what you
don't
get.
tell
You
me
know what I'm trying to say?
that
And I feel like
is what I heard.
that's what makes me me. You know what I'm trying to say? I love just being me. I love just fucking not changing for anyone. You know what I'm trying to say? I don't want to change who I am because it wouldn't feel the same. It's like all right, this is you guys' job, right? YouTube, whatever you guys do. Imagine when work starts feeling like work. It's not gonna be fun anymore because it feels like work. My work feels like fun. You know what I'm trying to say?
You get a thrill out of it.
Fucking adrenaline rush. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? It's just that shit. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? And I enjoy it.
So you like playing with fire?
It's just not literally, but yeah.
No, but you are.
He's like, I can't
but
say
you
that.
are. You know you are.
So what's the fire, Logan?
It's every time you stoke someone in the game, or even the platforms, anyone, artists, platforms, gangsters, whoever the fuck it is, when you stoke the fire, obviously there's a chance you get burned, and it might not happen now. It might not happen in a year from now. I guess I just asked because I do see you attempting. I don't even know if it's an attempt to change your image or whatever you want to call it, because you've been going out in the streets, right? You've been giving back. You've been giving money to people in the streets, saying what's up. Like
But I've been doing that.
Yeah, so
Is that like an imitation of X with his helping hand
So is this
that
something?
thing?
It's
Because
this
same era. I
weird-
mean,
It's this weird balance between
all those artists come out at the time
showing
they
people
copy
that
each
at heart
other's
you're a
little
good guy, and also
things.
you know, like I
Some
said,
of them give
poking the
us
beast.
things.
Because you could pigeonhole yourself if you
You
do
mean
it
like
too
poking
much,
the
and
bear?
maybe especially with the album sales this week, like maybe it's happening, maybe we're watching it, and if it's on the agenda to eventually be, you know, a standout model citizen.
Is that on the agenda?
No.
Should we talk about music for a little bit? I feel like we've been talking about street shit and snitching for so fucking long.
We're over with music. I want to know about his assets.
Oh,
I want to know about
I'm
his assets.
confused about the
fucking right now, me and Murph trying to buy a
you know,
crib.
the guy next to
So
Logan
I just
Paul,
got back
like,
from
what,
Create.
he's taking
I was thinking about
drugs,
moving
being
out
on
here.
some is that gangster now? Because, you know, that's really confusing.
It's just the fact that
Is it a flex? 'Cause
taxes
plenty
are
of
way
people
high
are
in New York. Like I just paid $3 million in taxes.
They're bad here too. They're way bad.
Yeah,
They're bad here too. Like, oh yeah, of course. They're like what? They're like 40%, 47%.
Although down
in
a
New York.
pub,
Like,
I
they take,
swear
like,
down there's like
we just
a
signed a $13 million deal with
22
10K,
to
and,
26-year-old.
47%
I'm not
of that
sure
goes
which
taxes.
one, maybe
Yeah.
25.
So they've
I
been
say.
fucking me in the ass, like with like.
It's not
Man
gonna
who
get better.
literally didn't believe
Yeah, that's but like
real life
Florida,
stories
and
of
you're
mine.
talking about
I
Texas.
drunkenly told him
Texas,
just a
yeah,
little
Texas.
tiny bit
That's
of.
where Joe Rogan
They
went.
didn't believe it.
Because I don't see you living in like
They thought they
Utah,
knew
Texas,
drug trade
Texas,
routes and
Utah
how
tax
shit's getting in.
is-
They
is-
don't.
is, or is it Nevada? It's Nevada.
And they
It's
also
Nevada.
seem to
I can see
think,
you
because
living
they
in
had a
Nevada.
ticket on them,
You
a
like to
coke.
roll the
They
dice.
thought
It's
that
four
was
places.
like.
It's four places.
I think
It's
they
four
thought it was a
places.
flex.
It's,
I think they thought it was somehow.
like now that
I
like
don't know.
I'm
Street
getting
gang or
older.
bad, and it ain't.
We had this conversation where it's like Florida, Texas,
See, I
Nevada,
was
and
offended
Washington.
that I'd seen more
So I'm
at a
trying to
younger
figure out
age
like
than
where to
they
go.
have
Where do you
today.
want to be? Because you're not gonna.
I want to be in New York.
Dictate.
I want to be in New York. But obviously, me and Murph were talking about it. Like, if you just get like a fucking condo in Florida and just fucking put your address there, fucking you know.
Is New York your favorite place to be?
New York is like home. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, I've been fucking renting houses just because I don't want to leave there, and it's just like, it's home. Like, you ever been to New York?
I'm
Yeah,
from
of course.
Connecticut, so I spent a lot of my life there.
Oh, okay. Well, Connecticut's not New York.
No, I know. Fuck, he called me.
I
always told you, if you tell a New Yorker that you're kind of from New York because you're from Connecticut, they're gonna fucking call you out. He called me out. But no, I spent a lot of time in New York. I love the fucking city.
Okay, yeah, like New York
Anybody
is my home. Like,
would
I know the
tell
ins and
you
outs, I know the
that
back streets, I know fucking everything about New York. So my thing is just trying to now settle down and actually after
people.
this next album, because I signed a 2-year
Subscribe.
album with 10K.
Thank you for those who hit like.
And,
We're not ending.
after that, just, you know,
I'm just
buying a
gonna
home and
sneak
probably
back to the bathroom.
venturing off into something else. You know what I'm trying to say?
Stay running.
Like, I don't know, I really love cinema, so probably do
Think
no,
of what
like
I've
work
dropped.
on my own documentary, because people are working on like my own documentary, like Brian Fogel
Yo,
that won an Oscar.
bro, people stay up in it. It's not the end. We're switching it up to something better when I return from the bathroom.
From Showtime? Yeah, Ron Howard from Showtime. So they're making a documentary. So after my albums, I'll probably just work on my own documentary. I thought we were talking about Emily.
And you got a serious girl too, it seems like.
Yeah, she's right over there. You have to turn the camera on. Well, that's what she wants. She's the star. Show this camera. Show her some light.
Back in 2 minutes.
What's
back?
I love your guys' dynamic online. Like she'll post a picture like talking shit to you. You'll comment on it, talking shit back to her.
Oh, okay, we work on that. Nah, wait, hold on.
She said he can't handle this last week or some shit. He said I'm sick of your shit. I can relate to that.
I saw a video where you were eating together and you're like, yo, let me taste that. It pissed me off because I knew you were doing it for the video because you had the same shit on your plate. And I was like, yo, just fucking eat your plate. I'm just flexing now.
No, yeah, we get into shit like that. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? And it's just having fun with life. You know what I'm trying to say? Just trying to, after rap, like, just settle down. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? And, like, work on, like something like, I feel like my life is so crazy. Like, remember, we talk about all the shooting, the attempted murders. Then you have, like, my old cases with, like, the thing with the 13-year-old girl that everybody knows about. You have everything that it's like, shit, if anybody lived that, I feel like somebody would have killed themselves by now. You know what I'm saying? With all the controversy, the news, the media, it's fucking mind-blowing. So people don't know my story. Like, I was a delivery boy. I fucking cleaned tables. I did it all. You know what I'm trying to say? So fucking, to do that, to be here now, it's just like God is real. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? So at that point, after this rap shit, I would like to, you know, buy a home somewhere where tax don't fuck me in. Yeah.
Okay, besides the house.
Yeah.
Talk to me about your assets. Because I see.
Cars?
Yeah, I mean, you got a shitload of cars.
We have like $2 million in cars.
And what's Richard? That's a Richard Mille.
Oh yeah, this is fucking like $1 million.
That's
That
crazy.
shit looks heavy as fuck.
Floyd got this shit. Only Floyd.
Would you mind letting Logan hold that for a couple weeks?
Yeah. He can afford it, so I'm gonna let him.
Hey, it's crazy. This is great. This is great. Are you worried about your assets depreciating?
No, why would I?
Because they depreciate like crazy.
Cars don't. Well, you have. Why, like, I don't feel like diamonds don't. I feel like cars do, because like I got the Aventador SVJ.
Cars do. Even that might because of the diamonds.
Yo, Logan, stop hating.
I swear to God. What are you talking about?
He's trying to buy it from me. He's like, nah, bro, I wouldn't give you money this. I'm $250 for it.
It's appreciating right now. $150 right now.
Businessman. How much you want for it? I'm just saying.
No.
Well, because one of your first videos back, I saw on your Instagram, you had like fucking $2 million worth of cars in the driveway. And,
yeah, I know that wasn't even all my car, like all my cars. Like, we just got that. I think in that video, babe, what was it? Like the Aventador SVJ, the Wraith, the McLaren.
Do you ever do this?
Where's my keys? No, McLaren. What else? What else we had there, man? The G-Wagon, the Range. Oh, we just bought the McLaren 720. Was it 720?
You don't even remember?
No, he just knows he has a lot of fucking cars.
Literally, I swear to God, when I first came home, like before I even made
myself
public on the internet, I'm in the house and I'm just like, all right, what car do I want?
And
I'm just like buying $1 million cars.
Yeah, I remember, right when you
and I'm just like, yo, like, all right, like, bring me it. And they're like, all right. And I'm like, today, knowing that I can't even step out the house and drive it. I don't even have a license.
Yeah.
Like, yo, fucking deliver it now. And then they're just like, all right, bro, like, it's Corona. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Not just like get it here, you know what I'm trying to say?
Bro, I read somewhere that you
shit, I ain't gonna
you got
manage
moved
that, am I?
in jail because of your asthma.
Knocked it down.
Yeah.
Because
No,
so what happened?
No, I got let go. I got
Goddamn.
Well, I'm not
Right.
even done with my jewelry, bro. Like, let me talk about my jewelry.
There you go.
What's
Baboom.
Listen,
how much you want for the watch?
No, listen.
I'm
If you're
through.
paying cash, I'll give you this shit for $1 million. It's all about taxes for this guy. He's like, yo,
All
you
about
pay me cash. I have
taxes.
to write that shit off. He's like, slide it over underneath the table. Nah, yo, don't get the camera on it. Did you see my shark chain?
I did. That's
Shark
what
chains?
happened,
Yo,
right?
we was here.
That's crazy. Okay, so
Let's
I hate to be the guy.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that asthma.
No,
but
Share it out. Fuck it
coronavirus came
on.
around, and did you,
No,
was
Put it
that a
on every
loophole?
platform. Why
Get
not?
moved?
No, bro. What the fuck? What do you white? We have cameras like what rolling, Rogan. What are you supposed to do? Yes, that's exactly what I did. Let's just go back to the assets. Is that not a valid fucking
Assets.
question?
Bro, they're not even.
Oh, yes.
Oh, it's
I kid you not. I swear to God.
the assets.
Yo, Rachel, am I lying? No, look, they took me to the hospital and they said, yo, your lungs are full with mucus twice. Yeah. So I filed the most bad asthma. You know what I'm saying?
Bad asthma, great, but
I have 4 months left of my sentence. I'd rather do it from home incarceration. And he approved it. Like, he said, yo, if I would have knew there would be a global pandemic, I would have sent you home with the last 4 months being home incarceration. And he approved it, and I went home.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
So then I went platinum from house arrest.
You shot the music videos in your garage?
No, in like the living room. Like
in the living room?
I literally moved all my mom's furniture and I put car wrap. The same car wrap I wrap my cars.
The rainbow, right?
Yeah, I put the like car wrap on the walls.
Does it say your mom's house?
Yeah,
because that's where you went to after
jail.
jail.
I put car wrap on the walls.
Say Cap.
let me see if I
calling
can.
Cap. You know why? Because you were making IG videos sprinting, saying you're the fastest. Never once.
It's out heavy.
I'm the fastest here. I dare some little Dirk. Where you at? Cap. Lie. We got him. I already got him. When the camera goes off, I hit the asthma pump. That's what they don't see. Right. We got it. Okay.
Hey, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's just like my life is a movie. That's why I want to get into fucking like
a documentary. But they should be here. They should be here now. Ideally, right? Like these.
No, we have out online.
Like everywhere. They should.
No, I didn't approve.
Live right now.
They're doing it on their own.
Well, good fucking luck. If they don't have your testimonial.
Yeah, it's not credible.
But that's also a thing they can get at the very last.
Yo, put it like this. You know who they're interviewing? They're interviewing people who cut my hair when I was like 6. Like, you know what I'm saying? They're like, this is not the 6'9" we knew. Yeah. So he had no color in hair, not one. I cut it. I saw it. I'm like, no color. Danny was a sweet boy. Exactly. Like this guy that they interviewed probably cut my hair once. You know what I'm trying to say? And it was like, I knew him. Like, wait, like Ron Howard, like
community
Ron
this goes
fucking
and I do
Howard.
not know.
Well, that ain't a fucking
like,
bad look to have him be doing a documentary.
Yeah, but
if you don't have
I'm going with you.
If you don't have him involved,
so do they not want him involved? I don't think they do,
but what? Like, it doesn't make sense. So imagine doing something for like $2 million, right? Compared to something that you can make hundreds of $millions on if you do it on.
Does money dictate everything you do?
Fuck yes. What the fuck? You're not here for selection.
No. I want to make sure because.
No, put it like this. It's your life, right? Everybody who's around me every day, right? Like a Sam, a Murph, right?
I hope this thing.
Rachel, who's been with me during Dawn, right? That's been with me during like process of editing, process through incarceration, process through just things that nobody sees. Imagine I work on a docu-series of my own and I have credible people who's been around me all fucking day.
Of course, it's gonna be way better. Of course,
and it's way more truthful, right? You know what I'm saying? And it's not a false narrative where someone could say, yeah, well, he was gay when he was 11, you know what I'm trying to say? And just making up a false narrative where
that was a pretty left field scenario.
That was like, why was that at the top of your head?
Stupid name on it.
What hairstylist were you going to?
Just at 11 years old. Just for 1 year. Just 11 years old.
I was curious. I got a lot of my system.
got lost in the mix. He was my barber. It just kind of happened. I get to see him watching the Dynasty Cap. No, Cap. Yo, but yo,
that's funny. You should keep him around.
This is his first. Yo, this is. I agree. This is my first podcast. This is the first show. Yo, Danny, this is his first show. He's replacing someone else who's out on sick leave today.
Maybe we should get his.
Join us.
Connecticut talking about New York. The fans will want that. The fans will want that. Trust me, they want it, bro. They want it. Yo, but question for you, like, do you ever feel like if you put money first all the time, you might be jeopardizing true happiness? Like, do you ever feel like that?
Hell yeah.
Alright, you gotta switch up topics, people. Seriously, you do. I mean, who could listen to those lads just, you know, because now they talking some random. I mean, shit, Lil Xana probably give us more.
No jumper.
Bang
Most
for the
podcasts
buck,
in the world. Today I'm back with
literally, I think Lil Xana will give us more than,
It's crazy. Yeah, that was probably one of the worst. Not the worst, but that was a bad time, definitely.
I remember you being in the G-Wagon with Chad Pepper.
G-Wagon.
Both smoking
Lil
two menthol cigarettes.
G-Wagon ain't in
know,
wrong.
Yeah, menthol cigarettes. And I remember after that, I went to London, so it was definitely 2019. I went to London, and a girl bumped me a fucking menthol cigarette, and I tried to hit it, and it just gave me such insane flashbacks to being in the G-Wagon with so much menthol smoke in my face that I have not been able to smoke a menthol cigarette since.
Disgusting. They're disgusting. Yeah, I think we're smoking like 5 at a time. Yeah, that just is an indicator of how far bad things have gotten.
Okay, so tell me where were you at that point in your life that made you want to like leave the downtown LA life and move to the OC or whatever?
Exhausting
I
myself to bring
what
your
ultimately led to me having to leave was probably
stuff that we were going through.
financial stability. Financial stability,
Yeah,
definitely.
6
I was
thumbs
going
up.
through a
That's
rough time.
beautiful.
I wasn't broke by any means. I definitely probably had more.
Yo, we
money,
need
I
to
guess, than
write
the
the
average
second
person
phone
would
up.
in the case.
Right.
But to what I was
Let me pull this up here.
was, if that makes a little bit of sense.
With you in 2017,
Like so.
2018, whenever like your
second.
they
I
reached
just
its
gotta
climax,
plug it
you
in,
had like multiple apartments, right?
Yeah,
before we get shut this
that went into
down.
multiple apartments, it wasn't like a flex, like, oh look, I'm having all these. I kept getting evicted. Like I
Move this round as well. I'm gonna sort the screen.
To a nicer one, and I let my mom stay at that one. Got evicted. So I had to get a new one. So and then I moved out of there because I got evicted. Then moved to level.
Hang on, what's up with the power thing?
Apartments. It was just I kept getting evicted.
Power thing don't like me.
$10,000 a month for one of the apartments. I remember you telling me.
At levels, it was probably
I'm
8 to
confused with this stuff.
between 8 to 10,000. You know, and that just
Sorry, peeps.
that
It's just
plus
the power.
the money I was spending on drugs. You know, that combined like really put it down.
There you go.
And you were basically like cycling girls in and out of the crib like nonstop. Because I remember random girls DMing
Y'all
me
remember
and
Lil
basically
Xan,
saying,
right?
like, hey, I'm outside of Lil Xan's house right now, and he's like fell asleep, so he won't let us up in the elevator. Can you get us up? I'm like, I don't know what the thing I'm gonna do.
I mean, I get for entertainment, for showbiz, and for the game, like, had to play it as though Lil Xan was caked up in dough, but if you know, you know.
You probably got a couple from that.
I don't think I did. I was like really trying to go through my memory to be like.
Xan was supposed to be like, you know, like some super player, you know, like he was.
Yeah, I would. Oh man, there's so many stories.
Like,
of me leaving my friends down there. You had to,
if man was getting all Xaned out, linking all the chicks about.
They would take the stairs, and I would just get some weird fans at the door.
Wow,
it was kind of sketchy.
So because I feel like you're someone who really went from like not having to
really
being famous, having everybody know you were, getting money coming in all the time, and it happened so.
Where was all the money
that, like,
supposed to have been coming from, though? You know,
ready for it, but you were like mega not ready for it.
Yeah. I like the way you put that. Like the normal person wouldn't be ready for it, but I super was not ready for it. You know that type of whatever it is, that type of fame, money, whatever. That'll affect anybody at any age, you know, and especially when you're so young and impressionable, it'll affect you the most.
I don't get what's up with like a lot of the. Well, it's not just the younger celebs, it's not just that wave that came through 2017. It's
my drug habits was caused by the anxiety, the stress of
It's
of just everything
people
happening so quick, and all these
just
people
a
now
little
want to,
bit older
you
than
know,
me.
interact with
Example would
me
be
in
Endo's a
certain
little bit
ways,
older.
and I wasn't used to that. So
Who were like,
I'm not gonna blame that on it, but obviously
well,
it played into like my
you know
my drug
when
addiction. It
people
worked beautifully with it.
they come in from music, right? And then this delusional idea that you can just live off of your name, you know? And like you can just tell a couple lies and boom, you know, as if all of a sudden was supposed to happen. You're supposed to tell some lies and do loads of interviews over it. Then again, Demi Lovato and a couple of them got to do documentaries off of some strange stories.
Are you thinking or have you ever thought about changing?
But the point is, you gotta do the music, man.
What he's referring to is back in like few years
Not
ago.
just tell
I went into
porcupines
rebranding
and
fully into Diego. I thought
some of them are like, ooh,
and I
mental
still think
health.
that
That's
Lil
a
Xan's kind of
topic that's
ridiculous, you know.
popping. Right, I'll
I
make
don't
up a
know how he
story
even
on
got
that.
like 1%
Ooh,
of what I did with
drugs.
that.
I'll
And
do
it
that
was
now. I'll
part of
pretend
how
I'm
big
on
at the
that. You
time
know what I
was
mean?
like
You can't
SoundCloud
you
days.
can't go about shit like that.
But yeah, there was a time where I wanted to just rebrand as Diego, and I think I did it in a horrible way.
You know, he said he was changing his name
now,
loads of times.
it's almost like it could be career suicide to like change your whole name like that. So I like both. It's like, you know, if call me Lil Xan or Diego, it's fine, you know.
I mean, people have done.
You're only rolling with one
She
though,
went from mulatto
Maga.
to
There's
big
a lot.
Lotto.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that have.
Actually,
I just think it's cool. Like Diego, I haven't really heard a lot of rappers.
tag up like Lil Xan in the
Into that because
chat
you did call
for me.
yourself Little Xan because you were addicted to Xanax, right? But there's a reason that happened.
The mood throughout these always like,
about like when I was 18.
you know, it always
I was
changes, doesn't it?
due
I
to
guess we're more
I
chill
didn't know
now.
what it was. You know, they did all types of surgeries on me, like a spinal tap, trying to find out like if I had some illness. But it turned out to just be a really bad case of
spinal tap
what they
surgery.
Did was they
Okay.
What they normally do is they prescribe you Ativan, which is basically just Xanax, you know. And then they try to get you
They
off
ain't
quick because, you know,
dishing out
terrible
Xans
substance.
willy nilly, Xan.
But once they took me off, I still felt like I needed that sense of peace from anxiety. You know, like it took away like a lot of my, you know, what I thought were my problems. So once, you know, they took me off, I was like, ah, man, I need to find that.
I get why Xan wore the beanie because his ears are a little they ain't awful, but they are a little bit
To note though, because sometimes
different.
people look at people
Big.
and like, oh, they're addicted to this. They just think it's cool. But what really happened is you were prescribed something, and that's a powerful drug to be prescribed.
Yeah, it's like the everybody knows the typical doctor prescribes you this medicine and then you abuse the medicine and it spirals. It was a typical,
they really don't give
like,
youngsters
case like that,
Xans.
you know?
And at the same time, the music was blowing up so much too, though.
Yeah, see, you know, it was, it happened. It felt
He
like
used
you know?
substances
I
as
was
a
for a year and a half before, but more as like a hobby, you know. And it would get like 10,000
as a story, a backstory. Literally, it was a
because I
story.
didn't know anything, you know, above that. Yeah, and then it just started.
It's
taking
interesting
off,
enough to know Cyrus was with him.
so,
She decided she'd been on Xans heavy.
Money and fame and not proper guidance, like a good team around him. It's a recipe for disaster. Of course, something problematic is gonna come from that, you know. And unfortunately, that was my case. I didn't have the right people per se, you know, around me. Just more money focused, kind of. And,
right.
Yeah.
And that's tough because sometimes it's like, and then I remember, and I actually know Stackwo, and I know he used to manage it because I used to work for Eminem.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I trust. Yeah. He told me stories.
Yeah.
Some stories. Yeah.
But I remember that
She knows that's like the BS, but
giving you drugs at that time. But I know then I've seen you walk that back too.
Yeah. What I wanted to do with that, how I handled that, was terrible, and why it was terrible because I was on drugs when I made those.
Made. It's not an excuse, and you weren't on drugs. But like, it wouldn't be an excuse. Like, why is it he thinks saying, "Oh, I was on drugs" is some sort of excuse?
You know, took a step
back
and thought about it and thought of a better manner to maybe present that kind of, I don't know, information, I guess, forward. Because I was fed up, you know. I was really fed up. I felt like they were just
Plus, was saying he was
along by like a little
clean
string,
and
just
all
so
that.
I wouldn't, you know, tell on them or anything, and they weren't doing anything for my career. I just wish I could have expressed how I felt in a better manner, because that going on live and when I was all messed up on Xans, it just was a bad picture. It made me look
Right, and then you also, now I wanted to ask you with the rebranding, you do have all these tattoos.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you have regrets about that?
No, I get that question a lot.
Yeah.
That's a good question. People
I
ask,
think bro
are you
should
going
though,
to,
because he's got
get a lot of them removed
too many, you
going
know.
forward, or when you're a little bit older. And to that, it's
His
like,
are a
there's
lot
so many
bigger
wild
than
kids that
like
look like me from this generation
most
that
people's.
I
That
think I'll be fine. I think there'll be
You're not gonna go get
take
a
up more of
corporate
his
job.
face,
yeah,
you know.
I think, yeah, exactly. I think there'll always be a little niche clique for me in the old people era, with face tattoos and had a wild life, yeah.
And then being on tour now and doing some of your older music, from when you were in a different frame of mind,
You
how
get gang
is that? Because
tats.
obviously the fans still want to hear,
Gang.
Betrayed. They still want to hear those older songs.
Yeah.
But then you might be in a whole different headspace. So how do you handle that?
Yeah, it's crazy that you say that. Is we just did a show in Los Angeles, and it was the first show I've done in LA in like a couple years. And I thought about that same thing. I was like,
That can't be true because I've
Betrayed
seen
again.
footage
Like,
of him
I have
performing in
some
LA
music
at
out,
like
but
a
not enough
cannabis
music to feel comfortable.
little
Really
festival,
just
little mini
doing the
fest.
show again, because like I
And
want to
literally it was
perform new
sad
stuff.
to watch
As
because
artists
only
get
like
tired
two
of,
people
and then I feel like, well, like I don't want
went over to
bore my
watch him
fans. I don't want
perform.
them to come out just to see the same show that they've seen many times in the past.
Right.
So what I did was I brought a live band to kind of like spruce things up a little bit, like add a
Bro,
little
that's
bit of,
been done a
like
million
different
times
rendition
by
of Betrayed, the
rappers,
live
you know.
version, and then played some new music, but also like a live version. So just to spice it up, and it was a good reaction. And now I kind of want to do my whole tour like that with a little live band. So it's a little flair. It's cool.
It'll cost more.
And people they've been very supportive because I think fans can be really particular. Like they box you into a certain space, right? And they like the music that you came out with. But then as you're evolving, sometimes that's a difficult transition for artists to make. I've heard some of the new music, So Pretty. I really like that.
Thank you.
And I know right now it's a weird time for you because there's been things that for your own sanity you've had to cancel. And restructure, and sometimes that makes people not trust. Like, is he really gonna
show up? Is he reliable? Is he someone we can trust? And that goes into a big part of my past that I regret. Like I wish so much I could be this person back then. A little bit older, a little bit more mature. Because when you're unreliable, like a record label is gonna look at that like, well, we don't need him. He's unreliable. Or like burning bridges, like, well, why do we need him? He's unreliable. He's on drugs. He's wilding out. Look at him. Like that was something I really regret in the past was.
Well, if you had real good music,
that's what we're doing now. It's like we're coming back around.
show the fans and
It's like
great live performance skills and all that, they would still want you, regardless of how your head you was. Look back to all the rock and roll stars and other people, pop stars too. You can be out your head on drugs, right? If the music is real good, the live performances are good, and the fans are there and loyal, trust me, you'll still be signed.
Without certain degrees, but yeah, so I'm very grateful to be.
Without what certain degrees?
Around me, they found me right when I was getting out of rehab, actually, which is a perfect time because that was when I really decided to stay sober. And they have helped me tremendously. I didn't think I could even get back in like buildings, without certain degrees. But yeah, so I'm very grateful.
Certain degrees makes sense.
Right now. Very grateful.
And I know at one point you
university
had
matters, kids.
not go to rehab and just cold turkey quit
Go to uni.
everything.
Go to uni.
And that was not an easy thing. So I'm sure that people hit you up and say, okay, I had this issue, and they may look at you and say, I'm proud to see you doing this.
Unless of course you don't think that,
what advice would you give them? Because you
also that'll be worth
ended
it.
up having seizures and doing that, and then having to go to rehab.
For either being too intelligent and able to work and earn the big bucks already, or the other way around, that you will never pass the degree, so there's no point taking it kind of vibe.
You get the seizures from withdrawing, not so much opiates.
What's he say? He's lying.
I went cold turkey completely, and it sucks. Anybody that's gone through withdrawals knows that that's just horrible. I wouldn't wish that upon my worst enemy. And then I had a few seizures. That kind of really put perspective.
I don't believe you, but
made me realize how on the edge I was like teetering that line. It was a wake up call. And as bad as those seizures were and affected me, I think I'm very grateful that they happened because
yay, we got another person come up and join us and realize bars.
I guess
I'm not going through that again.
Or maybe I wouldn't be here. Even worse. So it was a crazy wake up call.
And you went to Scott Storch
Legit
rehab?
though,
Shout
I
out to
do not
Scott
believe
Storch and Steve LaBelle.
Bro's little
They helped me out
stories.
tremendously too. That's a cool rehab. That's a Cali sober rehab.
Like, you have to be on benzos heavy and a hell of a long time to get seizures coming off them.
Yeah, imagine you had to smoke. That'd be crazy.
Like, we gotta
It's a very, the Heavenly Center, abbreviated THC.
I'm not sure that these young artists who, promote
it's a form of therapy,
and glamorize drugs,
like they're not like smoking.
particularly when they ain't even doing them like that. They're not even addicts like that. I'm not sure they give a damn about the youngers who
professional. It sounds not
look up to
professional,
them and
but
want to
Steve
take them
LaBelle,
because
Scott
of them.
Storch, great people. I love what they're doing. It's a whole new thing. Cali sober.
In fact, I'm pretty sure they don't give a damn.
How long did you go there for?
See, the thing is, they had sent me to a detox, which was also from their partners, and so you could actually even smoke weed at the
I don't
detox.
know if y'all think that that's
Part before it's like you go to the detox to make sure you're not going to die from
a problem, or if
getting off
it's
the drugs,
okay,
and then
but
the rehab part is the rehabilitation part. So I did 30 days of the detox, helping me get off, weaning me off of everything.
really 30 days
about
detox?
of the rehab, but then left.
30
they
days
said
in a
as
month,
well,
pretty much
they
the
always
same
say,
thing,
like,
mate.
oh, you're gonna relapse if you leave, and I respect their opinions, but I knew at that
What?
point I could
2 months.
stay on this straight line of sobriety myself, but they helped
Like,
out
even the 30 days for
many times did
detox
you
is, it's
saying, I'm
BS
off,
from
I've
that.
done this, and then because I know now it's been like
A
almost
month,
2 years,
really?
right?
What the hell, all of that,
prior
like...
to that, it's not easy. A lot of people try it and then they end up going back. How many times did you relapse prior to finally saying I'm over it for good?
Too many to count. I remember the first time I went to a detox program when I was first on my journey of sobriety. They told me, the people that worked there, they were like, you're probably not going to get it on your first time. And that felt so discouraging because I'm like,
shouldn't say that.
yeah, you know what I mean? I'm like, well, I'm here. I'm trying to get help.
We'll see you again.
In his story, who said that? The
once I left, the day I
people
left,
in there, or...
and relapsed.
The day you left?
The day I left.
What, you had some real bad, urge to...
They know something.
Papa
It took a
Zan.
few times. I'd go, get out a couple days sober, mess up, go back. It was
Really?
about the 4th time I was
Mess up and go back out a couple days. How much are you paying?
Bro, I'm gonna die,
Yeah, no, absolutely. And
Die
what about
from
your family?
Zans.
Like, where were they in all of this? Because
Oh,
you're
Lordy.
still really young, by the way. What are you, 26?
26, yeah, 26.
So when all this was happening, 18 years old, when you were, what was happening, like, with your family? What were they saying? Were they...
It's crazy. I was just talking about this with my friend today. There's only so much they can do, at a certain point. Like, God bless
Oh
their
my
souls,
gosh, this is just a typical
tried,
talk
as
that...
much as they could to
when someone
off,
ain't been in
substances
hardcore
and,
addiction and they just read up a
put me in
little
programs to do all
few
that,
things...
but at the end of the day,
It has to be me. It has to be me. Yeah, that's what they all say.
And I think they had a little bit of hope that one day I would see clearly and be like, I can't keep living like this. Obviously, they were fearful that I was gonna pass away every night,
Pass away from what?
Yeah,
Zans? Come on,
they're
man.
very good people.
Did they feel like it was this evil music industry? Because parents can be like that.
Yeah,
Like, if he wasn't doing this music, then...
Yeah, there was definitely, they saw what was going on. They were familiar with the people that were kind of directing me, my team back then, I guess. And they could see some nefarious activities going on in the back. But
nefarious,
what can they do?
Like,
these
such
these
as
people
what?
seem so powerful, and they have all the money and the connections, and they're the ones making your son what they want to say famous and all that. So they, it was a little bit of...
Were there some artists that stuck by your side throughout this whole ordeal? When some people had given up, because I know we have these stories of certain people aren't answering the phone, like you said. You didn't know if you'd be able to walk into certain buildings again, right? But were there people that were like, nah,
without certain
still,
degrees, he said.
Whatever you need, I got you.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of people that, just friends, obviously, that I know, close family.
Like other artists,
Yeah, like Trippie Red's always been good. He's always, Trippie Red.
I don't know how many reasons, man, when
there was a lot of negativity, but there was a lot of support, and that's what kept me going, was that support.
I was thinking about McConan when he did that post. I don't know if you saw it, but...
where Post Malone hit him up, and then...
Everybody was...
because he did a song,
Nobody was responding, and then all of a sudden...
it's interesting, the lot that come up 2017, class of 2017, even if they come a year before,
that was interesting because
or whatever, a year after, or 2 years before.
You either can expose what he did, like the fakeness, maybe.
I call him like the class of 2017. You had like
work with these artists, like you could maybe like post his in his DM. Maybe you could have a song with Post Malone or
And a lot
Sway
of
Lee
them.
was the other one, right? Or maybe you could do a
Yeah,
song.
you
So
Sway
there's two
Lee's,
ways you
yeah.
go about that, and obviously he chose the
Violence.
yeah. He chose
Pretty
violence.
much savage, you little Zen,
This
you
industry,
little
you know,
beep,
it's
you
definitely new. I think it's
XXXTentacion,
just
just all of
And
them.
that's what
Like,
everybody was saying. That's what this industry is
there's
like.
loads
When
of
you're
tribute
hot,
heads.
and when you're not, people don't respond.
Yeah,
They
That
even unfollow
baby
you.
and that whole
that
video
was
was
like
even
a
bad then.
perfect expression of that. You know, I thought that was,
For the
that was very,
fellas,
that
it
was
was all
violence. Yeah.
about what face
Chose
tats.
violence.
And then I know for quite some time you've been saying you were going to do this tribute album to Mac Miller, but now is it back on
Oh
track?
yeah, Mac Miller died. I think he was like the first of a
as much
sequence
as I
of
would love to do
persons,
something
right?
like that. Respectfully, I couldn't. You know, I'm not the right person to do something like that. Back then, I did think so, but no. I respectfully, because he's such an amazing artist, and I knew him at the end, and he was such a kind soul.
Basically, you asked and they didn't give you rights.
Disrespectful.
Okay, for the family and everybody.
Yeah, and yeah, like, you know, it's just.
What about how you
that's
perform X
Now,
songs
not on
at,
drugs anymore. That is the name of the
you know,
new project.
That's the name
in live
of
shows? I
the
mean,
song.
come on, man.
Okay.
But the project has no
It ain't
name
just
yet,
him
so
who
it
done
could be
did that.
too,
Juice
that would
did
be a good
that. Like those of them did
Does
it.
that really hold you accountable? Because you
Well,
can't put out a
out that
song
circle at least.
called Not on Drugs Anymore.
Which,
imagine
and
we
they'd
drop a
sort of
song
take
called
on the
Put It
song
Back
like
on
it was
Drugs.
their
No,
own,
you
which
cannot
I
do
don't know.
that.
It felt a bit
No part two to this. Okay, it's not on
odd.
drugs anymore.
Do you know what
But
looked really crazy though?
You know, that's a good record, self-explanatory. Obviously, not on drugs anymore.
I saw this live show when
not
Juice
solely
WRLD
what
started.
my new music is gonna be summed up.
Well,
to,
when
just like
X's
a whole,
song
like,
come on,
project like sobriety.
the crowd go wild. Same with Lil Xan, the crowd go wild. When it's back to their songs,
It's gonna be it's cool vibes like indie rap.
It don't look good because it makes it look like it's like the crowd are flat when their songs are on, you know.
A little bit. That's a little bit, a lot maybe.
You said a little bit, a lot.
Yeah.
Even though they're not
I
necessarily.
love
But
women. I always have. That's probably a vice in its own way, you know.
Okay, because you have a song that they actually sent me. It's not out yet. Used to.
That's the next
So
one.
does that mean now?
let me guess about drugs by any chance, Lil Xan?
You like the lyrics. Yeah, you know, I have a girl in my life that is real important. We don't like to give like labels to things, you know. But
is that we or you?
Probably more me.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely
Let's
more
say that
me.
you didn't want to get. Okay.
She probably would love to have a label, but I'm just being real. But you know, we're young. She's my age. She gets it. She's been with me for a couple years. She understands that that you know it's a lot of temptation and a lot of crazy stuff that happens in this industry. But she's cool.
Listen, cool enough that you talking about her. So.
Oh yeah. I love her.
You like her.
Okay, because in the past, you know, does that make her nervous when she thinks about your past? And you were kind of wild.
Oh, I was completely very wild.
When it came to the ladies, what would you say is it like? Give us an example of your wild.
I wonder if Post's even gonna do another.
Young and have the access that you had.
Yeah, that's
album.
Another thing.
Album.
High school,
you know what I mean?
Like, I didn't get like. I had a girlfriend here.
I imagine DJ Cook X doing another album, really.
Yeah, you know, I don't know if I can tell you my craziest.
We'll see.
Yes, you can.
Maybe.
That's crazy. I mean, there's been too many,
There's stuff written, like good lyrics with needing an artist.
That's a good one.
Fire them properly. And...
maybe a little bit, but not so much. I don't know.
Okay.
It's never like, I was never like, no, keep it pretty tame.
I can't believe I did that.
Yeah.
What's wrong with me?
All right, we can switch it up now.
Yeah, we've had a lot of wild, crazy nights. It's definitely more tone now as I get older, but I still like to have,
mate, you're getting a little bit boring, eh?
So I've heard you're working on a documentary also.
Yes.
I feel like we should probably roll on to our next one, but nah.
There's not a lot.
What's this? I don't think I've ever caught this one before, you know? A year ago, what is it, Lil Xan?
I feel good. Thank you for having me. This place is sick. This whole spot,
I think you know the owner, Josh.
Oh, yeah, she gonna give him a lot of weed, because it's, weed or vape. No, it is a weed place, yeah.
Right. So this is...
Alright.
It's called the Uka. It's
I need to literally grab a Rizla.
This is crazy, bro.
I'm not gonna try to get out of the screen or some...
Yeah.
Alright, let me pop this down a quick sec, peeps. Just so I can...
Right, this is the first ever cannabis hookah.
I was about to say, I've never heard of that.
It's fucking fire.
So it gets you stoned?
Yes.
Okay.
And actually, it's just so smooth because I just feel
Because
it was
you
so
already
great
done
out
it.
there.
You getting worried,
But
man.
they also, yeah.
By the way,
Huh?
people,
It's interesting.
my
Right?
dark
I like it though. I
screen
like it.
Right?
is
They have these
just a
cute little
temporary
pods.
thing.
I feel like you and the
How
homies
does
would
that
do
and
work? How does that work
gentlemen,
exactly? How you just what put
it is a
cannabis?
temporary
Want to
thing.
break it down?
I just need to find
I'm
a
interested.
roach
It's
Yeah,
before
same.
interesting.
I lose my
Same.
mind. There you go.
It's like a Shark Tank.
But we gotta find a better
$1
thing to put on. It's hard to make a roach, you know, people.
Yeah.
Real bloody hard. What's going on here? Alright. We're gonna drag that down a quick
Yeah, 'cause
sec.
there's no coils, and that's the worst. That's like the worst part, kind of. Yeah.
No, we need something more active.
Yeah, I already feel
Active.
it. Yeah, I already feel it. Yeah.
I would also now like to talk
No,
about the fact
not
that I
that.
ended up in a little altercation with a rapper on the internet this weekend.
How in the fudge we gonna do it?
Roseanne.
Oh, I seen that.
Well, why don't like her?
Like, literally, I wanna try get,
Are you sure? Because you call bootleg.
there was a piece that was actually 20 men versus one L star. No, let's throw this on for a quick second.
Years ago, I put out a video called "This Drug is Currently Taking Over the Rap Game," in which I broke down what was at the time.
Oh, great, well done, Evan. Now, bloody be taking over the rap game. Whippets. Laughing gas.
Drug abuse, sometimes using balloons and whipped cream
Y'all good
containers. But now some
peoples.
people say the gas is
Sorry, I'm
far
trying to make a roach. In 1 second. If I see the viewer count go boom or up, I will lift the damn thing up. It's just, it has to be on power at a minute, otherwise it'll be balanced, I promise. I'm just putting the tobacco in the damn thing. I promise, promises. Yeah, they're just around the corner. No. My promises are real. My promises are real, people. Let me just go scatter you in the head and nutty. Hey. Right, literally, I'm trying to roll this quick. Trying to roll this. Man, the voice is shit. Don't ask where I come up with that one. I found it in my beer. I found it quick. Yo, that reminds me. We can go slay some of the TikTokers, and you know them how to rap dudes that made me a couple years back. Well, made the channel do those how to rap vids. Yeah, let's go savage them. Because everyone can't freestyle off the dome, but they're claiming they can teach people to freestyle up the dome. And they're trying to milk rap for money, and it's annoying.
During my interview with Philadelphia rapper Skrilla, in which he repeatedly took whippets throughout the interview.
My cigarette is on the go.
Take one straight out of the tank myself. I can't get on the moral.
So dude went on and just...
You gotta hit it one time, bro, for the camera, bro. You gotta hit it one time, bro.
I like what Adam's wearing. I mean, I would rock that. I seriously would. Everyone around me knows I'd rock that 100%. I rock similar, but never in that color for the tracksuit. But if you don't know me well enough, the shoes... Well, the cap game, I mean, come on, I've always got one on. Just pointing that out. And the shades as well. I got a load of shades.
My voice turning all crazy like you. I sound like Cardi.
No way.
You know what the fuck that shit is.
Yo, man. We'd have been more fun if we started Simpsons run, but yo, whatever Adam 22 is wearing, I like it. Not that one. The one before. It's the sort of issue I'd wear, man. I ain't even joking. I ain't even joking. You're weed smoking. No, I'm not weed smoking. The split personality's coming in. There's so many kids on TikTok that wish they had a split personality. It's a tragedy. Such a tragedy.
Almost nobody is using them for those purposes, and essentially
alright, where's my beer actually go?
This
makes no sense.
To get high. We were curious exactly where this stuff was being sold.
Drank it.
Who was distributing it? Were they aware of who was purchasing it and what it was being used for? I sent my team out into the field to gather some information and report back.
Past the serious discussion point of the night. Oops. Hardcore. Hardcore.
A recent rise in clients this summer.
Yeah, they ain't getting it for that cause for sure.
There's all this competition coming up. So it's been
Competition.
it's been a
What
little
about the
bit
poor dudes who want it for the, like, cause and ish?
How many people do you think coming in a day?
on a good day during the week would be anywhere from 50 to 60 customers.
Bear with us.
And then on the weekends, anywhere from, I would say, 70 to 120. Obviously, being 70 is it would be a slow weekend day.
You've been marketing with a lot of local rappers. Is there any reason?
What's the deal? It's your boy Fox Chasing Go Happy Everyday Weekend, everybody. Trying to celebrate with some high quality dance content on my people's over at Limitless.
No jump, put them on.
Boy CG, I'm out here posted up at Limitless.
Yeah, just to get my,
I'm gonna turn this torch off on this thing.
get my locations out there.
Sorry for the wonky wonks.
Is it
Streamy
surprising how many
tips.
shops
I never
have
clicked for
opened
no
up
streamy
recently?
tips.
It doesn't
What's
surprise me
this?
because
What's all this
like
about?
any
Shouldn't
other
be.
business, it's like how many burger joints there is next to each other, how many Starbucks, coffee shops. So we're ultimately we're trying to eat here. So it doesn't really surprise me because it's just the name of the business, name of the game.
Ba-boom! I thought, like...
Now, the guy that my team interviewed for this piece was being a little bit evasive. He didn't really want to get into detail about exactly who was purchasing the product, but my team let me know that in the hour that they were there was about 22 different customers, and the vast majority of them, in their words, were young Mexican people who seemed like they like to get fucked up. Now we know a little bit more about how nitrous finds its way into the hands of consumers, and while the suppliers are in many ways insulated from its effects, I can't say the same. My good friend Orlin, who I have affectionately referred to as the living dead girl in the past, came on the podcast a few months back and shared her heartbreaking story about her nitrous addiction.
I started sometime last year where it was just like once a weekend I would do like one tank. And then, I was like, well, this is fun. I don't like vaping, I don't like smoking, I don't like doing any of that. So, I mean, this kind of makes me feel like good, I guess. And I was doing one tank a day.
A tank sounds like a ton. How big is a tank?
So they actually upgraded the tanks now. You can get a bag. You can get a bag with your tank. Like, and it comes with a handle. They're
This
huge
cotton.
tanks now. They're like this big. And like this tall, I would do one of those in 3 hours. Less than 3 hours.
I see people with those at parties, and it seems like that's for like the whole party.
And I would not share. And then I started
Full
doing
cotton.
3 tanks a day.
Banana
and
Rizzle.
that came to 6 to 10 tanks.
Damn.
What the f? And how much does each tank cost?
Jesus Christ. I
You
think I
do
spent
love to
like
get laughing,
$10,000
guess, right?
in a month.
What the f?
Yeah.
But despite Orlin being so vocal about her
10
experience
grand
with nitrous, that
on
was not
laughing
stopping the
gas
generation of hip-hop fans
a
and
month.
drug enthusiasts from going all in on nitrous. Something displayed in a recent interview with LA rapper Playerways, who insisted on refilling his balloon over and over throughout the episode, rendering the conversation nearly unlistenable and nearly pushing the host, Brick Baby, over the edge.
The interview up, okay? I'm fucking the interview up? Yeah, the sound. Y'all gotta stop doing that. Doing all that like, cuz on hood. You can drink, smoke, whatever, cuz, but on hood, when you at an interview,
I love the subscribers. I love the people. I love everyone who locks in, clocks in.
Don't want to interview. But when iHeartRadio call, when iHeartRadio call, nigga, what they gonna do? They gonna tell you gotta use a take outside. You can't smoke a cigarette. You can't smoke a blunt.
Yeah, we're gonna move on from this in a second.
You gonna go to Sway and do the same thing. And you gonna freestyle, do all
damn,
that. You know what I'm
laughing
saying?
gas.
So just gonna teach you etiquette because I'm your big bro. I got to.
People getting addicted to it for real?
I'm telling myself, you gotta stay under control because you're the host of the interview. If you blow it, it's gonna be ugly.
As we were recording this video, I had a realization. One of the No Jumper hosts, prolific former drug abuser Lush One, has been witnessing people use nitrous since the 90s and even dabbling in the stuff himself from time to time. As a result, we thought it would be good to get some historical context about nitrous's role in
Bro, nitrous is not a new thing, though.
First time I tried nitrous, I was probably like 12 years old. I just remember like at that time in the early 90s,
And on Hill Carnival, you do is people selling balloons
every single party
for,
had Nas tanks.
to like pretty much any age group too, which is good.
$2 if we don't know you. There's a, you know, the tankers are part of the party pack. Force are going to baking supply stores and run through the whipped cream aisle and get a can. I'm not trying to give you all ideas, but we hit in the very, just touch the ready whip real lightly, so just the nitrous part come out. And you
What is
suck
this
on that
promotion
sauce.
of?
Yeah. We was doing that. We
I guess the guy's gonna get more business. That dude selling it.
Faces full of cream damn near.
Local to that area at least.
Out, fool. Everyone that's done Nas will say the same thing.
Damn lighter.
What Nas does to you is whoa, 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 whoa. It's literally it. It's almost like being in a K-hole. My worst Nas experience,
like being in a K-hole? Seriously?
I was at this party on the west side.
What? It barely lost 5 seconds.
All I saw was black. It was pitch black. And
it really does not last
moving, spinning closer
long
and closer, and I was like,
at all.
I'm like having conscious thoughts. Like, I'm here. I know where
this makes no sense. I have my lighter.
Wherever I'm at. Next thing I remember,
I had the damn lighter. What's going on?
Like, hey, you had a party. You
What's going on?
On a Nas balloon. I tied your head 3 inches above the concrete. You're about to be kaput, player. The nitrous resurgence is crazy to me. Like, I was shocked to see it. Like, I thought that was like the whole thing had been over, but I'm not really surprised because
I wonder if this guy ever did it.
Every single time, there's somebody there.
It could be any guy's throwing a hat on backwards, that t-shirt and some shades.
To watch the show Intervention, the best episode ever was some girl that was addicted to inhalers. So it's always like been there. I think that it's just, you know, things.
Isn't Aaron Carter love up inhalers?
Hood culture out here for a long time, especially like, you know, with the essays really cracking, and we're seeing it again. It's wild, but I think that people should get like better habits because a lot of people don't realize the way Nas really makes you act beyond just like the 2 or 3 that short amount of time where you're actually feeling the effects. It's impairing your thinking for the rest of the night, and those ain't doing just one balloon. So yeah, be careful. Love y'all.
In addition to Rush, during the filming of this video, we also realized that popular LA rapper Conrad had experienced Nas addiction, but managed to pull away.
Addiction to it?
Fully addicted.
Back like in 2020, I think it was 2020.
Yo, we don't want to rinse out Matey's footage, so even though we're reacting up, there is
more disturbing. These girls have taken nitrous consumption to a whole new level. We actually got a close-up look at one of the many hazards of using nitrous when one of the Nas girls collapsed.
The Nas girls. The Nas girls, really?
Smashed her head on the ground, which is one of the many ways that you can die or become injured as a result of nitrous.
Trigger warning. This shows donkeys and balloons.
Like in March, she didn't want to nozzle with me.
She didn't want to nozzle with me. Oh no.
And then she got put on with them.
Oh no.
Really, bitch? You're not gonna nozzle with me? You're fake for that. Literally. All of a sudden, you want to hit the tanks now? Like, bitch, I was trying to hit the tanks with you. This year in July. And ever since then, I was like hitting it back to back. Like when I went into my hometown.
Isn't it crazy though? No TikTok in America in a few days. Yeah, I lost track of what day it is. Oh shit,
and then ever since then, I was getting a tank like back to back. Not just so good, but it's so expensive. And it's just like every day.
Steal it from the hospitals. I didn't say that.
I was like talking to someone
that was someone
like,
else.
sent me the Nas, and I was like, oh, like.
Nas must be your boyfriend.
You know, one tank, like for a week and a half.
Was that fake or what?
Like more, like how long are the tanks supposed to last? And they're like, you know, one tank, like for a week and a half or so. And I was blowing that shit like more than a tank a fucking week. Like I'm talking about like 4 tanks. The ringing is what it hits. If you hear the ringing, you're nozzed out, and that's just the best. Don't be getting scared now. That's just the best.
Like, what?
Before, when I was like in March, this nigga was buying it for me, like, you know. buying the bigger tanks, because this is like medium size. He'll buy the bigger ones. And then right now, I'm currently going half with someone, so.
What's the most you spent on
Shit, like. Well, because me and my homegirl will go half.
She loved to
So
blow
maybe
and
like
suck.
400.
Yeah, I did not. That was not supposed to be.
In like 3 days, yeah.
Well, she does love to
Like,
blow and
more than
suck
100
on
for
balloons.
sure. But
Man, she
one
sat in
time
a
I
weird
was
way.
on the way
Like,
to the bluffs, and I was hitting my balloon.
bags of fun. Airbags
I
of
was hitting my
fun.
balloon, and then I was like, oh shit, like, my homie was like, are you good? And I was like, oh shit. And then I was like, fuck, I was trying to put the car, like, I was trying to, like, reverse, and I couldn't reverse. I was like, oh my god, what the fuck did I do? And I seen a car, I thought I hit the car, because I fucking nozzed the fuck out, I fell asleep. And, like, a car pulled up, like, in front of me. I was like, fuck, did I hit it? And then they got out the car, but oh my god, thank god, they were so nice. They were trying to help me. I was like, can you, like, reverse the car? I was like, please don't put me on current county activities. Because in Bakersfield, we have, like, this thing where it's, like, you record someone if they crash or they do anything, they fucking record you, and they upload it to, like, an Instagram story. I was like, fuck, please don't put me on current county activities. Thank God they did not put me on current county activities. Thank God it wasn't, like, a bad crash. I never crashed.
Who is she plugging
I
in?
never
Someone
crashed where, like, there was
activities.
someone else, like, I hit someone, but I had fell asleep, like, twice off of it.
How about we go to prison stories?
Yeah. To someone that's never done it, like, the first, like, couple balloons when you try it. Well, the first couple balloons I hit when I tried it, I was like, oh shit. Like, it just makes you feel, like, so good. Like, I don't know, it just makes you feel good. Like, when I first tried it, I'd hit that shit so hard where it feel like, I swear to God, like a fucking bouncy ball in my fucking head, and I'll be like, what the fuck?
Bouncy ball in her head. Her brain might just
Because when you're like
be
always
one.
hitting a
Who
balloon, they don't hit
knows?
the same as when you first hit it.
She doesn't know.
So I'm like, damn, like I just want to feel that feeling again, but.
Bouncy ball in her brain.
In order to get a more in-depth look into the dangers of using nitrous, we actually
lost
sent our
the up
tap
there. I
into
got
a
an
doctor
idea.
who works
Let's
in
check
an
out my
emergency room
idea
who has
right
dealt
here.
with a lot.
Okay, here's my idea, right? I'm not sure how many of y'all are gonna know the dude. Right? We're just gonna watch a little sector. Hold on. Before we was gonna have like a whoopee cushion sound of our own. See, told you it sounds like that, doesn't it? Actually, to be honest, it sounds like something else. How
right,
and those right
like,
$1 million
I don't
songs.
agree with that. I'm not going to let you say that. That's not how I'd feel, and I wouldn't let someone talk to me like that. Then she would come out, can't believe the shit you put me through. Well, if only you knew. Now, if I was you, I wouldn't trust me. P.S. them boys you call your bros will wanna fuck me. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah,
Is FaZe faking that reaction by any chance, given that he's around them
like, no, I don't
often
agree with that.
enough?
I'm not going to let you
Like,
say that. That's not how I'd feel, and I wouldn't let someone talk to me like that. Then she would come out, can't believe the shit you put me through. Well, if only
wait, Davi looks at Talisa like, yeah, go on, G, continue.
P.S. them boys you call your bros will wanna fuck me. Do you get what I'm saying?
Oh lord, the FaZe reaction.
It's crazy. And when we're writing, she'll be like, no, I don't know.
What else we got?
I don't do this for the peas. I do it because I enjoy it so much, and I do it because we do it because we just love getting on stage. Like you could strip me all the drip, all the peas, all the life, all the good life. Put me on stage every night over 100,000, 75, 60,000. That's you can leave me with that. I'll be happy. You know what I mean? So does that make sense? No, it makes a lot of sense. Like a lot of people running up to me saying to me, "Oh, you're cold. You're my top 5. You're my top 3. You're so dope. You lot are the best." That's what I live for, you get me? And I love helping people and giving to people, you get me? I don't do this for the peas. I do it because I enjoy it so much. And I do it because, we do it because we just love getting on stage. Like, you could strip me all the drip, all the peas, all the life, all the good life. Put me on stage every night over 100,000, 75, 60,000.
That's you can leave me with that. I'll be happy. You know what I mean? So does that make sense? No, it makes a lot of sense. Like a lot of people running up to me saying to me, "Oh, you're cold. You're my top 5. You're my top 3. You're so dope." Yeah.
How Dappy McPhaser backstage with Dappy. You got in the crowd, okay? What's going on there?
Residents of the UK, dig out your knitted hats and turn the ears up on the flaps because N-Dubs are back and set to
The other day
reunite
someone told me that it was
music
Toulouse or the presenter of it, you know?
11 years since their last release or feature before they moved on to continue solo careers. N-Dubs spent a lot of their years in the charts and still bring in 500,000 monthly listeners on Spotify.
Someone said, ain't been 11 years, so yeah, mate. I swear it.
Others saying it's just what the UK scene needs with the rap scene coming under scrutiny at the moment. Others said that if it doesn't sound like Channel U,
I mean, hang tight. Let's work it out. From right now,
one of the articles with a big cat emoji.
11
Don't know
years.
what that means. Cat is slang for a lie.
You know what? What are you on about? It probably has been 11 years. When was this one put out? Someone put it ain't been 11 years, but it probably has.
Dig out your knitted hats and turn the ears up on the
Wait, I gotta write back to this one. How long you think then? Is 11 years takes you about what, 2014 from now, but
it's been 11 years.
It probably was 11 years that they wasn't in, but I thought it does look a bit like Talisa. I can see why you'd be saying that. I guess this is like an end of tribute or something, you know, with like at the end of a really long stream when we're tired, like me especially, I guess. Bless. And Dobbs fans.
So just with Talisa at the signing for Timeless.
Another Endos fan.
I've got one question for you. What's your favourite song on the album? My current favourite song on the album because it keeps changing. But my current one today it's All the Lights. Oh, I love that one. I also love February because I was born in February. Hey, makes sense. I love that. Thank you, Talisa. Thank you. So just with Talisa.
Right. What gives it an ick?
Ick is ignorance. Ignorant people and litterers. People that litter. Dating a guy, drinking a coffee off the bar, driving down the road and just throws it out the window. My worst ick is
What is Dappy wearing?
is that black marks on white trainers. It's like the worst for me. I don't just think it's sick, but how can you walk out the house with them trainers walking out like white ones, dark suit, back to them roots? The biggest ick is ignorance. Ignorant people and litterers. People that litter. Dating a guy, drinking a coffee.
Let me put this damn thing.
Driving down the road and just throws it out the window. My worst ick is
But seriously though, what the hell, Dappy? Really? No wonder matey, I won't name who on the team said it. Someone who smokes ice, let's see. That's the nice version of what was said. And I understand exactly what I meant. They must say in stretched head. Because it is like I can't really compare man to. Was it Mr. McKay? No, he's got a big head. Some cartoon character with a real big head. Dude, that is like the size of man's body. Look, this can fit there. What happened, Debbie? What happened? Bro's looking a bit skinny, man. And from the angle, they ain't done him man justice at all. They like, is that actually a skirt? Or are they like, maybe it is a skirt. I'm confused. Is that a skirt? Something tells me it's probably shorts, but now I'm thinking maybe it is a skirt.
One of my biggest icks, yeah, is like black marks on white trainers, bro. It's like the worst for me, bro. That just makes me sick, bro. How can you walk out the house with them trainers white dark shoes, back to them boots?
The biggest ick is ignorance.
She explains. Oh, that's just nonsense, bro, and I'm not having that go jump over because I cut that out. What do we keep up?
Oh, man, it's bigger than D, but you know what? Or is DDE like? They are, because, in terms of the demographic. Okay. Like, my mum knows end-ups. Youths know end-ups. Youths know Dappy, which leaches off onto end-ups. Yeah. They literally just done the O2 Arena team now, so. Yeah. So it's like, maybe, in terms of just overall
Alright,
spread of
maybe we could like go tick 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 tock it. Rather than watch the piece where Dappy said he was on the non-swing. Yeah, let's ride, people. I love you. Yeah, peace, love, respect. Follow Real Eyes Bars, the team. REALEYESBARS. Also, I'll drop personal Twitters and all of that actually side. Real Eyes Bars. Literally. Thank you for everyone who liked. Peace, love. I'm so tired. Sorry if it was SHITE. Just too tired. Goodbye, people. Or step up. Buka!